Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today. And this week sees a release of the coming-of-age high school musical drama, Dear Evan Hansen, hitting store shelves, along with the drama thriller western Cry Macho, the action thriller Cop Shop. Shudder is releasing the second season of their horror anthology series Creep Show, and Scream Factory. Oh yeah, Scream Factory's back with yet another 4K collector's edition release of the holiday horror classic Krampus. Plus much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we are at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart, and hey, look, no new releases. Again. Yay. Oh, man. Walmart is getting to that time, very close for those New Year's resolutions. And I got one for them, man. I really do. Jesus. Seriously? Aw, damn, dude. I mean, they do have Shang-Chi. They have the 4K. They have the Blu-ray. They have the DVD. Okay, cool. Hey, Shang-Chi love. You gotta love the movie, man. And what a great flick, dude. Seriously. And I just heard that they're getting a sequel. So happy about that. Cannot wait for a sequel. The movie's gonna be killer. At least I hope it will be. The first one's really great, so here's the hoping, man. But definitely love that. If you have given up on Marvel, man, keep on going, because movies like Shang-Chi really are worth it. I mean, that's really great. Of course, they have Candyman, Suicide Squad, Reminiscence, oh, good old Tammy Faye love, M. Night, crappy G.I. Joe love, but no new release love. Seriously, they don't even have the tags for it. I mean, it's just the same tags of like Jungle Cruise and all that stuff. And by the way, Jungle Cruise has completely sold out. Damn, dude, literally anything that Disney packages pretty much sells. Even the shitty stuff. Wild to me, man, but hey, people eat that shit up, dude. But yet, no new release love whatsoever. This is Walmart, though. What were you really expecting? I don't know, maybe a little bit better. Shame on me. Let's head out. All I want for Christmas is Walmart to give me just one new goddamn release. I just really want it, man. Why can't you give me it? Is that too hard to ask for? I mean, it is a decent physical media release week. There is a decent amount of stuff coming out, guys. You wouldn't know it from Walmart here, and they are bone-ass dry. Seriously, Zippos, nada, zilch. Bueller? He skipped town, apparently with all the physical media. Damn, dude, Jesus. For the Christmas season, does Walmart deserve a good-sized gift or a big old lump of coal? You know what I'll say, baby. The goddamn coal. Ah, Lord. Just wanted one goddamn thing, man. And all I get instead, this is kind of interesting though, all I get, right, is this. They have a DVD of Tag here, and I don't know who took the time to do it, but they literally have googly eyes on the actual outside of the cover here with the plastic. Man, somebody had a lot of time on their fucking hands, dude. They really did. But that is kind of cool though. And actually it kind of fits the movie, ain't gonna lie. I don't know who did it, but nice little find. Actually, what am I talking about? It's the only goddamn find. Other than that, no new release love here whatsoever. Not at all. So if you were looking for a lot of new release love here at Wally World, yeah, think again, guys. Well, I guess you know what that means. I guess we'll have to go searching for physical media yet again, as always, because Walmart definitely wasn't providing it. So let's head out for hopefully more physical media to check out. All right, everybody, we are at our second location, Target. But before I go in, I gotta talk to you guys about something. Now, of course, Spider-Man No Way Home is right around the corner. Everybody is hugely excited, and Tom Holland is making all those interview rounds, doing all the press, you name it. And on top of a new movie that is coming out, something that's going to break box office records, well, he's always looking towards his next latest project that he's going to be doing. And it just so happens to be a biopic on Fred Astaire. Yeah, definitely. Tom Holland confirms role as Fred Astaire in upcoming Sony biopic. Spider-Man star Tom Holland is swapping his web shooters for dancing shoes. The 25-year-old officially confirmed on Sunday that he'll portray legendary actor, dancer, and singer Fred Astaire in an upcoming biopic for Sony. Okay, interesting. Now, in a recent profile for GQ, Oscar-nominated producer Amy Pascal teased that she wanted Holland for the part of Astaire in the forthcoming movie. But during an interview with AP at an event promoting the upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home, Holland confirmed that he'll step into the entertainer's shoes for the project. Now, this is interesting. He says the script came in a week ago. He hasn't even read it yet. They haven't even given it to me. But he had a call with Amy Pascal, and apparently she has a script, and she told him it was great. So, sure, I'm on board. Seriously, man? Come on, dude. Hasn't even read the goddamn thing, but already I'm on board, man. If you want me, oh, you got me, man. However, it's kind of interesting because what most people don't know is that technically, if things happen the way they're supposed to, they're not actually able to make a Fred Astaire biopic. Yeah, true story, because there's an actual other interesting article out there which is basically about the request to never be portrayed on screen from Fred Astaire himself. Let's dive into that one. Since Astaire's death in 1987, it has become a Hollywood urban legend that the actor and ballroom dancer was against having his story told on film. He is quoted as saying, "However much they offer me, and offers come in all the time, I shall not sell." Astaire was allegedly so against granting permission that it's claimed he included a clause in his will requesting no such film to ever take place. "It is there because I have no particular desire to have my life misinterpreted," which it would be, Astaire is quoted as telling reporters. While inclusion of the clause is unconfirmed, it's notable that Astaire has never once been depicted on screen by another actor. That is very interesting indeed. So is it real? Is it not? I guess we're gonna have to find out, man. But whether clause be damned, Sony wants to do this goddamn thing, and they want to do it with Tom Holland. So look, I think Tom Holland would probably work in the role because he is somebody who is a great dancer. He has that athletic ability. I think he could pull this off. Okay, so I'm not saying I'm against the casting of it. I think I'm just against the idea that Sony owns Tom Holland at this point. And it really is true. Think about it for a second, man. I mean, the Spider-Man movies, obviously that video game adaptation that it's coming out next year. Now a Sony biopic about Fred Astaire. Everything he's doing, mainly, outside of maybe one or two things here and there, is all Sony related. He's basically an actor for whatever role they want him to be in. And I feel sorry for Tom Holland. I really do. I mean, he's a great Spider-Man, a fantastic Peter Parker. I've loved him in a lot of stuff that I've seen him in. That Netflix movie he was in, I quite enjoyed. People say he's really good in Cherry. So, again, I don't have a problem with him as an actor. I just have a problem with the fact that, like, this company pretty much owns him. When they say bark, he barks. If they have a leash attached to him, well, guess what? He's just going to start walking, okay? That's the Tom Holland that we have now. And it's unfortunate because I feel like when you're a young actor out there, right? You basically are so excited to work that you'll take any project. Oh, a studio wants me to do this. You want me to do that? Oh, yeah, there's no script? Oh, well, that's okay. I'll do it anyways. I feel like Tom Holland really needs to diversify himself. Put it that way. You know, I think with you being Spider-Man, you're such a high-profile actor, and so many people are on you 24/7 to be that guy, and the paparazzi are all over you, and the popularity is that I feel like he hasn't really been as genuine of an actor and doing the things that I think he's wanted to do as an actor. I think he's not really in the driver's seat of his own career. I think other people are in the driver's seat at this point. And I think that's a real shame. And so I think as much as I'm looking forward to him playing Spider-Man again, and hopefully many times after this film, hopefully, because I think he's great as Spider-Man, I'm looking forward to seeing his career post Spider-Man. I'm looking forward to seeing his career once he gets away from being the poster boy for Sony. I'm looking forward to a time when he could do stuff that he wants to do, that he's passionate about. I'm looking forward to that. Except for being an actor that's just there for a paycheck and just there to make popular blockbuster movies. And that's it. Unfortunately, I think a lot of young actors get trapped into this. So I don't think it's just a Tom Holland thing. But you'll notice that a lot of actors nowadays, yes, they're young, hot properties, but not many of them make it past that stage. There's very few that actually are able to break through that. And one of them that was able to do it is Robert Pattinson. If you look at Robert Pattinson, he did Twilight. He was, the flavor of the month. He was somebody that everybody was loving. He was on the covers of all the teen girl magazines. And eventually, he ended up changing that course of direction. And he ended up doing a lot of weird indie flicks and stuff that I think he was more passionate about. The same thing with Daniel Radcliffe. Hell, we could say the same thing for Johnny Depp. I think they broke the mold. Not everyone is able to do that. And I'm hoping Tom Holland will be able to do it as well. I see this Fred Astaire thing as maybe an opportunity for that. But at the same time, it's Sony. He hasn't seen the script. Amy Pascal is like, hey, just take the damn thing. Oh, you're paying me a lot of money, and oh, you pay my rent checks? Oh, sure, go ahead, It just feels a little bit kind of hollow and empty to me. I don't know. Again, he just seems like a hired gun of an actor. Hey, he's popular right now, so we're just gonna, use him until we run him dry. I hope that's not the case, but you never really know until many, many years later whether he's a one-and-done guy or he's actually got a lot more talent than just being Spider-Man. I guess we'll have to wait and see, guys, but definitely let me know what you think about that one. Look, I'm looking forward to him as Spider-Man, but I'd like to see where he goes in the future, but only time will tell. Let me know what you guys think. As far as new release love, well, Walmart had diddly shit. Obviously. But Target has been pretty good to us in the years, so let's hope they can do it again. Let's head in. Check it out. All right, everybody. We are in at Target, and oh my lord, look at this. This is a lot of physical media love, man. Damn. They got a lot of shit to look at, baby. I'm loving it. Let's dive in, shall we? With the first thing I'm seeing, and that is the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Digital of Ron's Gone Wrong for $29.99. The Blu-ray DVD Digital for $24.99, and the DVD for $19.99. So this is interesting. This came out this week, okay? And I knew it was coming out, and I know a little bit about the movie because I've seen the trailer for it. It's basically almost like this kid who can't really make a lot of friends, and he's kind of socially awkward, and he ends up basically connecting with this robot that's almost like a version of Amazon Alexa for a kid, I suppose. And it's him and this robot sort of having a friendship together in the most weirdest way possible. A boy and his robot. Not like we haven't seen that a time or two, but hey, it's Disney. They always spin it into something cute and lovable, don't they? Yeah, they definitely do, man. The problem is, I haven't seen the movie. I'm serious, because I knew it was coming out this week. I was going to watch it, and it's not on Disney Plus. You can't get it through Amazon Prime. I tried other things. I was going on my Roku looking at if any digital was available, anything for purchase or rent, you name it. Nothing. You technically cannot watch this movie until 12:15. Seriously. So it is only available through physical media, which again is not a bad thing. I'm all for it, but at the end of the day, I don't know how the movie is. I seriously don't know. I don't know if it's good, it's bad. I don't know how the voice acting is, the animation. Your guess is as good as mine, man. Unless you saw this in the movie theater, and not many people did, you're kind of shit out of luck, man, especially on the digital end of things. I thought, oh yeah, it's going to be on there day one when it comes out on physical. Yeah, it wasn't there. I thought, oh, maybe Disney Plus will have it day one. Yeah, that didn't happen. Seriously, you will not be able to watch this thing for another week. That's weird. That rarely ever happens. That's incredibly odd to me, guys. I mean, seriously. Again, I'm happy that they're only doing a physical media release right now. I wish other people would do that, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have never seen Disney ever do that. Usually you'll get a digital release first, and then later on you'll get the physical, but this time around it's only the physical, and then a week later you can finally watch the damn thing on digital. So your guess is as good as mine how good this thing is. I guess next week I'm gonna have to watch the damn thing and let you know, but until then, well, good luck with Ron's Gone Wrong. Looks kind of fun and cool, but as far as the movie goes, yeah, I got no goddamn clue. Oh, I've been waiting for you, Evan Hansen. Oh, have I? Oh, you manipulative motherfucker. The DVD for $19.99. They don't have the Blu-ray, but that's for $24.99. I hope nobody bought it. I need to know who buys this fucking movie. Jesus Christ. Oh, dear Evan Hansen, man. Damn. Okay, look, I watched this on Amazon Prime, and I have heard so many bad things about this movie. I have heard some real doozies, man. If you look up reviews for Dear Evan Hansen, man, people are ripping this movie a new asshole. They truly are, man. Boy, when people hate on a movie, they hate on a movie. And this one, damn, it's getting all the hate. Shit. And honestly, deservedly so. I ain't gonna lie, man. I mean, basically, Evan Hansen, he's this socially awkward boy, and he's not able to really make friends, and he's kind of having problems at home, and his therapist says, hey man, write letters to yourself, right? Maybe it'll help you, it'll improve things, maybe an inspiration to sort of go out and do things, right? And so, okay, he does that. And one day he's writing this letter at school, and this kid ends up picking up the letter, and he's kind of bullying him a little bit, but it seems like this kid's having a tough time, right? And he gets the letter. Evan's all nervous. He's like, oh my God, what is he going to do with the letter? Oh my God, oh, he's always up in arms, and he's so uptight and everything. And then, like, the next day or two, he goes into school, and he meets this boy's parents, and he's thinking, oh my God, what do I have to do now? What's going on here? And he realizes that he's in that room meeting the parents because this kid that took the note, yeah, he committed suicide. And the last thing he had on him was the note that Evan wrote. And so now the parents, get this, are thinking that, well, Evan must be a friend of the boy who killed himself, right? And they're thinking, well, our son was really troubled. You knew him. So what was he like? What was he about? Can you tell us more about him? Can you give us insight into him? And so Evan didn't know the guy. This was just a random encounter with some random dude. And because he's getting all this notice, and because people are interested in what he has to say, he starts to lie. Yeah, of course I know the boy. Of course I know him. Oh, we've been friends for a long while, and he's told me all these wonderful things. And he continues lies upon lies upon lies upon more lies and more manipulation, and it's just a movie about a kid who basically manipulated a situation for his own benefit. That's it. The end. And it's terrible. It truly, truly fucking is, man. Okay, so it's not exactly the end, but boy, is this movie... Oh, man, it really pissed me off. It really did. Because apparently this movie is a stage play. And after I watched the movie, I'm wondering, how the fuck is this movie really popular stage play? Because all it is this kid who is manipulating all of these people just so he could be more popular and for people to like him. That's it. Done. Over with. And yet, it's a musical love letter to all those who feel alone? What the fuck? I don't know, man. I mean, there's so much wrong with this movie. I mean, the first thing I gotta say is this guy who plays Evan Hansen. Apparently, he played him in the actual stage play. Okay, fine, right? The problem is this dude is in his late 20s. Now, that's not to say that late 20s haven't played high school students in the past. Let's be real. I have a lot of movies where like 30-some-odd-years old people are playing high school students, okay? It's unrealistic as shit. But this guy might take the fucking cake, because what they do is they try to make him look younger, right? Because he's supposed to be like 17 in the film. And what they do is that I think they put on a wig on this guy and heavy makeup to like make him look younger. And he looks like he's pushing 50. Like, he looks like he's a pederast. Like, he should literally be in a room with Chris Hansen getting handcuffed. I mean, what the fuck, man? I mean, seriously, they did not pull this off whatsoever. He does not look convincing as a 17-year-old. So already, like, the suspension of disbelief is way fucking off, man. I mean, he is not really pulling that off to save his life, man. Not at all. And then I have to say the acting, because, man, the acting was really fucking shitty, dude. It was really rough. I mean, it just all comes off as mundane and boring, especially this dude who's playing Evan Hansen. It's not like he's doing an outright terrible job, but it's almost like he doesn't know how to play a teenager. Well, geez, I wonder why. I mean, he's 28 fucking years old and looking like he's pushing 50 in this movie. Dude, of course he doesn't know how to play a fucking high school student, man. Jesus Christ. But unfortunately, it just comes off as kind of creepy more than it does anything else. And everybody else is sort of going through the motions. I mean, you have Julianne Moore in this movie and Amy Adams, two fantastic actresses. And they come off as they're almost really bored being there in the movie, and almost like they're just there to collect a paycheck. That's what they're there for. And they just seem so uninterested in the material. Everybody does. I mean, there's maybe a few exceptions of a couple characters who are really trying their hardest because they kind of feel like this movie might be their ticket to like big Hollywood fame. You know, young actresses who are really trying to, you know, put on the acting chops in a big bad way. But again, when you're acting with this guy that's a complete wet noodle, I mean, how far can you really go with it? I mean, this dude is so milquetoast. I mean, damn, man, if you're suffering from narcolepsy, man, this movie ain't helping you find a cure. Shit. And it's definitely not. Man, dude. And the problem also is that you don't ever really get to know Evan. You don't get to know his home life. You don't really get to know the issues that he's had with his father or why he is the way he is, because I was doing research on this, right? And I guess the stage play goes more into who he is as a character, as a human being, why he is the way he is, and why he's doing what he's doing. And not saying it makes the movie any better exactly, but it would go a long way to at least understanding him and at least feeling for him in a certain way. You don't get that at all. They stripped it all out of this movie, so he just comes off as a crybaby and vain and somebody who ends up basically a shallow prick. I mean, really, he kind of does come off that way, and I don't know whether that was their intention or not. I mean, if it was, bravo, man, you really pulled that shit off. But if it wasn't, damn, you done failed big time, bro. Oh, and lest we forget the musical sequences, ladies and gentlemen, because I wasn't feeling them, man. I mean, after all, the stage play is actually a musical, and it just comes off as kind of weird and bizarre because usually when you see a musical, everybody is in song and dance and they're singing around and they're dancing all over the place, and there's a certain level of involvement by everybody, right? The problem with this movie is that there's a lot of times when characters are just singing and everybody around them is just kind of reacting like they're talking normal. So is it all in their head? Are they really singing? Do the other characters just not give a shit? Like, what is going on here, man? I mean, there's one scene where he basically tells the truth to the parents, right? He comes out and tells the truth. And in the middle of all that, he starts to break into song. And he's like, oh. Okay, I kind of over-exaggerated that shit, but, well, maybe not. But I mean, he's starting to belt out, right? And the parents and the sister is just kind of looking at him like he's just speaking normal dialogue. And then Amy Adams just said, I think you have to get out. So I guess you weren't impressed with his voice talent? I don't know. It's just kind of weird, and it really doesn't make any sense. And even the songs, they have meaning behind them, but they're not really memorable. You don't really feel like at the end of the movie, like, oh, hey, this is really memorable. I'm gonna like sing this tune, while I'm going to work or some shit, right? There's certain musical sequences in movies that really make you remember them and really get stuck in your head. These ones, I'm not gonna lie, just come off as average and just kind of boring and there. Kind of like the movie. And then there's the messaging. Of course. I mean, basically, it's supposed to be a message about finding yourself and about helping people through losses in their life and suicide, you name it, right? Okay, fine, cool, I get it. But the movie goes out of its way to not really deal with it in the best way possible. I mean, yeah, he basically tries to help the parents by telling them that, oh, your son was a really wonderful person and I really got to know him, and he's manipulating his way into being liked. He's manipulating this family into believing that their son is somebody that he wasn't. And you want to know what? At the end of the day, I don't care who you are. I don't care how sad the situation is. Manipulating somebody is never the answer, all right? You have to be real with them. Your son had problems. He had mental issues. He was off in his life. And he committed suicide, but it wasn't your fault. It just happens. Things, unfortunately, turn out the way they do. You can't really help it. Unfortunately, he ends up basically almost becoming like a member of the family. He ends up manipulating the daughter into dating him, the parents into thinking he's like their new son, and man, it doesn't come off the way they were really wanting it to. Something that feels very genuine and heartfelt about really loss and dealing with suicidal tendencies. Man, this movie really just shit the bed in every single way. There is good movies that deal with suicide in many different ways, whether it's the Virgin Suicides, which is fucking phenomenal, man, or even a movie like Heathers. Heathers is really fantastic. I mean, yes, it's tongue-in-cheek, a little weird, over the top. Yeah, I get it, guys, but I think it has a lot to say about high school culture and how we deal with loss and how popularity really factors into it, and about teenagers and death. And there's so much really great stuff wrapped into this ridiculous over the top plot, but it really works, man. Where Evan Hansen just comes off as kind of mundane and manipulative in every single aspect, and it just shocks me because this movie is directed by the same dude that directed The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is one of the best coming of age movies in recent years. It's absolutely phenomenal, man. It's amazing. The unfortunate thing is that he directed this piece of shit. He did, man. And on top of that, he also directed Wonder. Damn it, man. I love Wonder. Wonder is fucking awesome. It's really heartfelt, and there's a really great story, and it's heartwarming, and great messages. The same with The Perks of Being a Wallflower. He goes from directing two amazing films to directing this piece of shit. Damn, dude. Come on, man. I mean, it's not a good movie about, dealing with suicide. It's not a good movie about coming of age. It will never be a Perks of Being a Wallflower. It will never be a Stand By Me. I don't care how hard it fucking tries. It's never gonna do it, man. You could do as many falsettos and, busting out singing as much as you want to do, but man, you done fucked up on this movie, man. You really did. This movie is mundane yet completely manipulative, with a dude that can't act to save his fucking life, man. I mean, this actor, Ben Platt, the reason he got this fucking role is because his daddy ended up fucking making this movie, and hey, well, my son can play it. He can play a 17-year-old, even though he's pushing 30, and we'll put makeup on him that looks like he's a real pederast in high school. I mean, come on, man. It just comes off as a pale comparison to much better movies out there, a pale comparison to coming of age movies, a pale comparison to really understanding loss in your life and suicide, man. It just, damn, it's so wrong in so many ways, and I was so pissed off and frustrated by this movie, man. It really is. I mean, at least with some of the other movies that I hated, like Barb and Star, or Meet the Blacks 2 or some shit like that. I mean, I knew going in what they were, right? They are what they are. They're terrible comedies, but they're comedies. They are what they're supposed to be, or try to be, unsuccessfully, but okay, fair enough. This movie is trying to be something that it's not. And it's trying to pretend like it's this really great, important movie and stage play up there with the likes of Rent or some shit, man. And it just can't fucking do it, dude. It just can't, man. And at every turn, they fuck this thing up. And, I really did not feel any love for Evan Hansen. I didn't really feel like it was an important tale that needed to be told, that he learned anything. I mean, at the end of this movie, he gets off scot-free. I'm serious. That guy gets off completely and utterly scot-free, 110%. There's nothing bad that ever really happens to him. There's no circumstances. He just ends up writing a letter to people, and apparently everything is perfectly fine. It's A-okay. There was a whole Kickstarter campaign for money for this place that he just ended up thinking off the top of his head. He took money from people. He manipulated their emotions. I mean, this character is a real piece of shit, man. I don't care if you are socially awkward. I don't care if you've got, personal issues and you're an introvert. I don't give a shit, man. You got to be a good person at the end of the day. And this person comes off as a real piece of work, man. Some dude that, honestly, I wish to just be under a fucking rock and stay there. I really do, man. This movie really pissed me off. The character pissed me off. And the movie just comes off as a manipulative, mundane tale that tries to be way more important than it actually is. And I am so fucking pissed at this film, man. And let me tell you something. If the stage play ever comes in my area, I will not see it. I don't recommend this movie. I think this is one of the worst movies of the year. It truly is, man. You know, perhaps it really is true. Some musicals, some stage plays probably shouldn't be made into movies. And Evan Hansen proves it. It really does, man. And now, I really kind of want to call 911 because I gotta really call in Evan Hansen because something tells me that if Chris Hansen doesn't deal with it, I may just have to. If I was put in a jail cell with Gerard Butler and Frank Grillo, man, I'd probably piss myself. I probably would, man. In Cop Shop, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $24.99, the DVD for $19.99. Oh, yes. A little actioneer goodness, baby. Indeed it is. Now, I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I was intrigued mainly because of Frank Grillo. I really like Frank Grillo, man. Even in shitty movies, Frank Grillo delivers. He really does, man. And I remember loving him in the Purge movies, and of course, obviously, the Captain America stuff, and so much more. He's awesome, dude. He really is. And so I was like, okay, sort of breaking out of jail manipulation action movie. I'm like, okay, I can kind of dig it with the little Grillo goodness. So I was definitely down to watch it, man. Now, basically, it's about this con artist played by Frank Grillo who ends up getting locked up in this sort of prison jail area. And he thinks that he's gotten away from his problems, or a particular problem, Gerard Butler. But then Gerard Butler ends up finding him, getting put into the same jail as he is. And not only is Frank Grillo fighting for his life against Gerard Butler, but he has a hit out on his head that a lot of other people are coming after him for big money and big cash. Who's really the victim? Who's getting played? And who's getting killed in Cop Shop? Oh, yeah, baby. Who indeed, man. I gotta admit, I walked into this movie not really knowing much about this film. I didn't really know too much, but I had heard a lot of people that really loved this movie. People were fucking loving the shit out of this thing. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of interested then. I mean, Gerard Butler's done some mundane stuff here and there, mundane action movies, where I'm like, he's good, but he's not great. So I was like, okay, this could go either one of two ways, right? It was overhyped, and it's not that good, or it lives up to all the hype. So it's either one or the other. And honestly, it kind of lives up to all the hype. It truly does. It's crazy to say that, but it really is true, man. I mean, first off, the dialogue is really snappy. It almost feels like it comes across from like a Tarantino script or something. Really unique, quirky little sayings from certain characters that you feel like comes right out of like the Quentin Tarantino playbook. It really works well. The acting is phenomenal. Gerard Butler and Frank Grillo together are on fire, man. Two great action behemoths squaring off against one another. That's some pretty good shit. It could come off as kind of cheesy and perhaps a little over the top, but it gets played for pure pulpy entertainment, and it really works incredibly well, man. The action is amazing. Once it starts, it never lets up. It's great. It almost reminds me of a great like assassin movie or something, like, you know, Assassins with Stallone and Banderas or something, man. You know, or even like the action you get from Pulp Fiction at times. Like that kind of great action where you get the snappy dialogue, you get the action, you get some quips, you know, you get some fun moments. This movie has a lot of great entertainment value to it. It really, truly does. And what I like about it is it's all wrapped up within this mystery drama where you don't know who's playing who, who's after the other and who's really the bad guy. I mean, is it Frank Grillo? Is he hiding a secret? What about Gerard Butler? Is he truly on the good side, or is he going to backstab you in the end? I just love that, not really knowing these characters' motivations throughout the whole film, and you're guessing as much as they are in the movie. I really dig that, man. And I also got to say this, Gerard Butler, man, he plays a fucking badass villain. He really does, man. He's good at playing a bad motherfucker. He really is great at it. I wish he'd do more of it, man. He's so good at it. There's been a couple movies where he's played the bad guy, and he's done awesome. Like Law Abiding Citizen. He was great in that movie, but he doesn't get to play that all the time. He always plays the goody two-shoes guy, or the guy that saves the day at the end of the movie. And I'm like, that's mundane shit, man. Play the bad guy, dude. You get so much cool lines and cool dialogue and cool kills. He's so much better at it, man. I just wish he'd do more of it. Movies like Cop Shop, man, really remind me of old school action days from the 90s or the late 80s. It's got an amazing amount of kick-ass, badass moments. You have a really great badass female character here who really shines amongst the men. I mean, this is such a really great breath of fresh air within the action genre. It's not that it's anything new exactly. It's not that it reinvents the wheel, so to say, but what it does is it's just fun, pulpy action entertainment, and it's just badasses being badasses and a great sort of fun mystery plot wrapped around a great shoot-'em-up action film. It's just so awesome and so amazing, and I had so much fun with this film, man. I really did. This is a truly fun one, and if you're a fan of Tarantino dialogue, quirky characters, and badass action, this movie, dude, you're gonna get your fix and more. It's just that damn good. The hype? Oh, it's definitely real. Hey, Clint Eastwood is out with a new movie, huh? Wait a minute. I thought he was dead. Damn. Oh, jeez. With Crimea, the Blu-ray digital for $22.99, the DVD digital for $19.99. Huh. A story of being lost and found. Are we sure this movie isn't about Life Alert? No, it's not. But you'd have damn well thought it was. Oh, man. Hey, Clint Eastwood and his cock. I meant the rooster, damn it. Get your head out of your ass. Hey, man. Oh, so I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I should have watched it on HBO Max. I had my HBO Max subscription, and I just never got around to it, man. And the reason why, I guess, is because I had heard a lot of really not great things about this movie, man. A lot of people just was like, oh, this isn't really one of Eastwood's best. It's really lame, and he should have already been retired. And I was like, oh, no, really? Clint? I love Clint Eastwood, man. I mean, he is iconic as an actor, legendary, okay? I mean, the Westerns alone are worth a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Clearly it is, man, but all the stuff he directed, $1 Million Baby, Unforgiven, and so many more ones that he's done, he's amazing as an actor. Pale Rider, you name it. So amazing of an actor and a director. But over the recent years, I don't know. He hasn't really been doing as good of a job as I think he used to. Maybe he's even lost a step or two, right? I mean, J. Edgar wasn't all that great. Hereafter, Invictus, 1517 to Paris, Richard Jewell. I mean, they're not absolute terrible movies, but they don't exactly light the world on fire. They're not up to the level that Clint Eastwood can obviously do or could do back in the day, right? Yeah, not so much, guys, honestly. And yeah, I hate to say it, when you're 91 years old, man, you should be heading towards retirement, shouldn't you? I mean, really, honestly, I'm surprised he's actually still standing. Hell, I'm actually surprised he doesn't look like the Crypt Keeper. Then again, it kind of looks like he's heading there. I love Clint. I do. I'm kidding, but he's great. But again, he doesn't really seem to know how to quit exactly. So, of course, he decided, hey, why not get back into the game yet again? Let's be real. He probably should have ended up saying goodbye a long time ago. I will admit, though, I did really love The Mule back in, I think, 2018. That was a really great movie. I definitely dug The Mule, and I remember going to see The Mule with Nick, and we went to go see the movie, and we ended up really digging it, and we thought, God, this seems to be sort of Clint Eastwood's last stand, kind of, right? It's his last way of saying goodbye, right? He directed it, he starred in it, he was really good in it, and I remember a lot of people going to the movie theater, and we even talked to some people who were like, yeah, I wanted to come to this movie because this could be Clint's last film, he's getting up there in age, so I wanted to see what he had one last time. And we all thought the same thing, and, well, I guess to say never count out Clint Eastwood. Even at 91, that man is still working. God bless his ever old ass body. He's still ticking, man. God bless his heart, dude. So now that Clint is back at another go at it, what is this about exactly? I mean, he plays this washed up rodeo star, horse breeder, and he's hard up for money, he's having a tough time, and his ex-boss is pretty much saying, hey, look, I need you to go into Mexico and find my son and bring him back to me. His mother, my ex-wife, is basically manipulating him and beating him, and I want him to come back with me. Well, why can't you go over there? Well, I have some legal issues and troubles, and you owe me. You owe me big time. Go over there, do this. I would really appreciate it. So Clint Eastwood does. He goes. So it's basically a journey of him finding this Mexican kid and bringing him back over the border to reunite with his father. That's pretty much what it is. And he ends up having this sort of tough as nails relationship with the kid, but eventually they end up sort of forming this friendship with one another, this bond, and Lottie frickin' da. We've seen this movie a time or two before. It's nothing new, but yet it's Clint Eastwood's spin on it. Let's put it this way. It has all of the elements in there, all of the prime details to make a perfect movie stew, right? A cute little friendship with this young boy, a little comedy, a little romance, a little fish out of water. There's something there for everybody in that old-fashioned Clint Eastwood style, right? The problem is, it's just not done all that well. I hate to say it, but it really is the truth, man. I mean, it's so sad to say it because I love Clint Eastwood. I really do. The man is iconic. And so you want every movie by Clint Eastwood to be a fantastic major success because it's Clint motherfucking Eastwood, right? I mean, he's the man. And unfortunately, it just doesn't always work out that way. When you're 91 years old, man, you're really kind of pushing it, to be fair. You really are. And maybe your sensibilities are not what they used to be. Maybe the way that you are as a filmmaker isn't quite there as much as it used to be there. And this is one of those examples. It really is, because it should be exciting. It should be on the edge of your seat, where these sort of Mexicano tough guys, drug lords, are chasing after them to get the boy back. He's growing this bond with the kid. He's falling in love with this woman. Like, there's all these elements in there that you're like, okay, this is gonna work. It's like an old style Western, just updated to modern times. But again, Clint can't quite pull it off the way he used to. It just comes off as mundane. It comes off as boring. And I was just sitting there not really excited by the movie. I wasn't really excited by any element of the film. Everything had been there, done that. There wasn't anything that really held my interest exactly. I mean, even the stuff with the kid about will he find out what's really going on, or the whole thing with these people that are chasing after them, it's never done with any thrilling element or excitement. It's all just kind of matter of fact. And that's kind of a bore to watch. It really is. And it's just a goddamn shame, because I ended up watching the movie, and after I watched it, I just sat there thinking to myself, like, Clint Eastwood has done so much better. He can do so much better. And then I thought to myself, I said, can he though? Because he's 91 years old. Can he really pull off what he used to pull off? And I don't think he can. At least not anymore, man. And that's just a shame. Again, the movie is just sort of going through the motions. It's not telling a satisfying story. I didn't really feel invested in the characters. It was really predictable. And at the end of the day, if you're a Clint Eastwood fan, it's probably a curiosity to watch. I'll give it that much. But outside of that, I can't say that I was really invested in the movie. I can't say that I really cared. I mean, Clint Eastwood's a great filmmaker. He's a great actor. But even in this film, it kind of felt like he was on autopilot. In fact, the whole movie felt like it was on autopilot to me. And unfortunately, that's where Clint Eastwood now. That's where he is. He's on autopilot. And he's just mundane. And he's just going through the motions. And he's just working because that's all he knows. And unfortunately, we get products like Cry Macho that could have been so much better by even a Clint Eastwood 10 years ago. But now, he is a shadow of himself in a major, major way. I can see why a lot of people were not really excited by this movie. A lot of people left the movie theater really kind of just feeling kind of blah about this film, because I kind of feel blah about it. Again, I love Clint Eastwood, and this movie doesn't take away the legacy, but at the same time, if this is the last thing he does, man, that's a real bummer. It really is. The movie has literally no excitement to it, no thrills. The laughs are not really as good as they could be. It's just a pale comparison of everything Clint used to be. And now I'm really missing the old school Clint days. At least we have the movies. And I'll definitely take those over this any day of the week. And I got to admit, it's quite nice to see a little Nicolas Cage love right in the front area. I mean, not exactly new, not exactly old, but it's Nicolas Cage. He always deserves to be in the front, baby. Always deserves it, man, with Pig. Now, actually, what's really great about this is the fact that it's low as hell. $13.29, man. That is a low, low price. It was like $19.99, $21.99, somewhere around there, like some weeks back, and now it's already that low. If you didn't pick this up, that's a price worth diving into. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the movie is really phenomenal, but it's not exactly what you think it is. When you hear about the whole idea of, well, they take Nicolas Cage's Pig and he has to go out for revenge, you're thinking John Wick, right? You're thinking, okay, he's gonna be killing a bunch of motherfuckers and all crazy, wild deaths and action and everything. And it's not quite that way, man. It's actually much more cerebral and intense, but not in the way that you're expecting. And I do kind of appreciate that. I mean, Nicolas Cage is amazing here. His acting is absolutely phenomenal. He does an amazing job. This is not one of those really cheesy Nicolas Cage flicks. I mean, trust me, I love my Nicolas Cage cheese. This is not that, but it's pretty damn good, man. It is a solid flick. And for $13.29, that's a damn good deal. That truly actually is, man. And let me just say this. Just like I wouldn't fuck with John Wick's dog, I think I'll leave Nicolas Cage's pig alone. Yeah, nah. You know what? Other people can fuck with that man's animals. I've seen enough of his movies. This is one crazy fucker. I think I'm gonna stay off his naughty list. You damn right I will. 1329 again, really, really fantastic, man. But they also end up having a little Jesus music? Seriously? And they do have the Blu-ray DVD digital of the Jesus music for $14.99. The soundtrack of a movement. From the creators of I Can Only Imagine, huh? A little Christian music love. With stirring songs of faith, love, and hope, the Jesus music movement rose from America's 1960s counterculture to become a worldwide phenomenon. This fascinating documentary reveals Jesus music's uplifting, untold story. Christian contemporary music, yes. It doesn't matter whether you listen to Christian rock, Christian pop, Christian folk music, whatever your jam is. If you love the Lord, you're diving into some Christian love. Oh, indeed you are, man. And I got to admit, it is a huge, huge genre, man. It is popular. The whole idea of God music, Christian style tunes is huge. People love this stuff. I mean, if you are into faith-based stuff in any way, shape, or form, then you've come across this stuff a time or two. I mean, it's not really my jam. I mean, come on, I'm Jewish, man. Seriously, it's just not my thing. But for a lot of people, it really is, and it is popular. Truly, I mean, sold out venues, record sales up the ass. I mean, it is a genre that people dive into, and people do it because it's just that damn popular, and people really love it. Now, believe it or not, I actually did used to listen to a little bit of Christian music. I know it's kind of weird and bizarre, right? Because, I mean, I am Jewish. I said it's not my jam, but at one point I did actually listen to a band that, oddly enough, at first I didn't actually realize was Christian rock. And then when I realized it, I was like, oh, okay, well, they're still cool. Doesn't really matter. I still dig it. So why not, man? I'll get into that stuff. And that was POD. I used to listen to that stuff back in the day, man. And it was kind of weird because I was listening to all kinds of music at that point. I was listening to Kid Rock. I was listening to Limp Bizkit. I was listening to Korn. You name it, man. At that time, rock was so diverse. I was listening to practically anything and everything. And POD sort of came on the scene, and I was liking their vibe. I was liking the sound of their music. I was liking the lyrics. I dug it. I really did, man. I like the whole combination of the rap rock stuff. I mean, yeah, I was that guy back in the day, guys. I was digging rap rock, okay? Please forgive me. Right, I was. And POD was one of those artists that I was really digging. I was really loving, man. I thought it was really cool, actually. And it wasn't only till after a while that people are like, you realize that you're listening to Christian rock, right? And I'm like, what? And I was diving into the lyrics more. I'm like, oh yeah, it is. It's Christian rock, okay. But that didn't really matter to me. I liked their sound. I liked their vibe. I thought they were good musicians for the music that they did. I mean, I don't listen to them anymore or anything, but for a short time in my life, yeah, I did listen to POD, man. So as a Jew, I can confidently say that I did at some point listen to Christian rock. That's really weird to say, man. I think somebody's going to take my Jew card away. Seriously. But I apologize. I didn't know any better, man. It was way back in the day. But it is a popular genre. It truly is, man. It makes a ton of money. And honestly, I can see why. I mean, faith-based anything is really popular, and it's a whole genre unto itself that has a huge, gigantic fan base. So honestly, faith-based anything sells nowadays, whether it's music or movies, books, you name it. It's something that if you love God, well, you're bound to get into every influence. And honestly, what better way to start down the path of the Lord Then the music. Hell, anybody can get into it, even Jews. Well, just me. And I'm so incredibly sorry. Ah, yes, a little Rick and Morty action, baby. Season 5 for $22.99 on Blu-ray digital. DVD is $17.99. Little Rick and Morty love never hurt nobody. Of course, I say that knowing that I've never actually seen any Rick and Morty episodes. I know, I'm really fucked up, ladies and gentlemen. I really am, man. But I've heard nothing but really great things from a lot of people who have said how much they really love Rick and Morty, man. And if you're into this type of quirky, off-bent type of humor, then Rick and Morty is definitely your jam. I kind of feel that they took a lot of inspiration and a lot of influence from South Park, which took a lot of influence from a lot of other animated stuff as well. And there's so much stuff out there to really digest. I mean, Family Guy and American Dad and a lot of other stuff out there, man. I mean, I don't dive into it. I used to way back in the day, but not so much anymore. But I do gotta give Rick and Morty a lot of love, man. They do a really good job. People really tend to love them. The humor, the characters, the quirkiness, the situations. It definitely is beloved by many, many people, and rightfully so. Maybe I should get into it. I mean, be about time, right? And speaking of animated goodness, oh baby, we got Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the 4K Blu-ray digital for $24.99. And it's about time that this bad boy got a 4K upgrade love. Indeed, man. This ain't no cartoon, you know. Damn right it ain't. I'm loving that artwork too. Great. I knew it was getting a 4K release. I didn't know it was quite this soon. I knew it was coming up. But better sooner than later, as I always say, man. Nice. Oh, I love Roger Rabbit. This is so good of a movie. It's so awesome. I really dig this film so much. I watched it when I was a kid. I think a lot of people watched this movie when they were kids, man. It was something that my mother and father taped on VHS, and I loved every second of it. As a kid, it was the bright colors, it was the animated characters, it was a lot of that sort of goofy, wacky sensibility that you like when you were a kid. And then when I got older, I started to see some more interesting elements within the film. A little bit more adult stuff than I didn't see when I was a kid, and it intrigued me even more. I was like, ooh, boy, this movie changes a little bit when you get older, man. Jessica Rabbit, anybody? Oh, yeah. It definitely changed as I got older, man. Oh, yeah. I think we all can agree on that one, man. Oh, Lord. But it's such a really great story. It has the elements of the detective noir stuff that I really dig, with the whole, like, wacky animated goodness that you would get with, like, the cartoons back in the day, like Looney Tunes and so on and so forth. And it just had a really nice mixture of both of them together. And I just love the interaction between the cartoons and the human characters, and it was like nothing you had ever seen before. It was so unique and so special for the time that it was made. And Robert Zemeckis was so brilliant as a director on this film, man. I mean, he had already done so much wonderful work anyways, and then doing this just, to me, put him in a whole nother level, a whole nother category, man. It was so amazing and so well executed, and everybody did a great job, whether it was the animators, the voice actors, the live actors. Christopher Lloyd was awesome here. Bob Hoskins is fantastic. Everybody does an amazing job with this. The music, the singing, the action, doing all of that and mixing live action with animation. I mean, yeah, nowadays that's easier said than done. We see it all the time. But back in the day, especially for a movie like this that is so ambitious, it pulled it off in spades. It was fantastic. It was awesome. I loved every second of this movie. I still do. To be fair, it's a movie for everybody. I mean, there is adult stuff here that will go way over kids' heads, and the kids' stuff, even though adults will definitely dig it, me included, it's something that's more for the little ones than it is for the adults. But everyone, adults and kids alike, can truly get into this movie. It's one of those great movies that has great widespread appeal among everybody. I can't say every movie really does that, but Who Framed Roger Rabbit really does, man. And it's still enjoyed to this day. I mean, it's still being found by young kids. Parents who grew up with it are showing their own children. It's just a movie that you hand down through the ages to your kids to experience, because you know they're going to love it as much as you did. And it's the truth, man. It's so good. It really is, man. I got to admit, this is a movie that honestly ages like fine wine. And I can't say that every sort of live action animation mixture really does that. Looney Tunes back in action, anybody? Yeah, ain't no one writing home about that shit. But they are writing home about Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because it's just that damn good. And seeing Jessica Rabbit in 4K, ooh, that alone would get anybody, animated or live action, all hot and bothered. Sometimes a trilogy is never enough. You need a quadrilogy, damn it. And God's Not Dead apparently decided to go down that road, man. Damn. God's Not Dead, We the People, the DVD for $26.99, the 4-movie collection for $26.99 as well. I mean, geez, if it's the same price, shit, might as well just get the 4-movie collection, man. Damn. Makes a hell of a lot more sense to me. But my God, man, really, this has officially become a quadrilogy. Not many are able to say that, but now God's Not Dead can officially do it. Jesus Christ. The next chapter, huh? Oh, let's dive in. The God's Not Dead franchise continues in God's Not Dead, We the People. As Reverend Dave is called to defend a group of Christian homeschooling families, he finds himself taken aback by the interference of the government and believing that their right to educate their own children is a freedom worth fighting for. Reverend Dave is called to Washington, D.C. to testify in a landmark congressional hearing that will determine the future of religious freedom in our country for years to come. Oh, come on with that bullshit. Gee, seriously, man? I don't know. I mean, religious movies, much in the same way as religious music is extremely popular, hugely popular. It is a genre unto itself. It makes millions upon millions of dollars a year, because people, man, when they're into God, they seriously are into that shit, man. They really are. Can't quite say I blame them, because if you love something, you truly do. And you'll eat up anything. That's for damn sure, man. And this franchise is hugely, gigantically popular, man. And if it's that popular, and if it makes that much money, how would you stop? Yeah, I don't think so, man. No, I think the problem that I have with these type of religious movies, to be fair, is that they're so manipulative, man. That's the problem that I have with them, is they just have an agenda, and that's what they're trying to do, and they're just forcing the agenda and faith right down your throat, and I don't like that, man. I mean, I don't mind a good faith-based movie at times. Like, I Still Believe was really good, man. I really enjoyed that one. I thought that was solid. I really enjoyed I Can Only Imagine. I think that's a really solid film as well. I truly do dig that one. But I'm somebody that does not like to be force-fed something when I don't want to be. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't mind a good movie. I don't mind good storytelling. I don't mind, interesting characters. I don't care what it's about. Whether it's about religion or sci-fi, romance, serial killers. It doesn't matter, man. I'm up for a good story. It doesn't matter what it's about. But when it comes to faith, I do truly believe a little bit goes a very long way, or you end up actually backdooring it from a movie that maybe isn't taking it as seriously, like Leap of Faith with Steve Martin. That's a great example of a movie that is a comedy. It's making fun of faith and religion and God and people's belief in it. And then at the end of the movie, it's still fun and incredibly hilarious and entertaining, but it also ends up giving you that idea of don't give up on God, don't give up on faith, that if you believe hard enough, good things will happen. And so that's a great example of a movie that can really do that successfully. However, not every movie is Leap of Faith, and not every movie has Steve Martin in it. So, better luck next time. Or you could have the whole like Medea thing where like, you gotta go to church on it. If there's a way to get into religion, then I think for me it's more through the comedy, not taking it so seriously, and then sort of backdooring that to get to more of a message in the end. Movies like this, look, it's just not my bag, baby. It really isn't, man. I mean, it's not to say that it's bad, it just shoves it down your throat, and it has this message that it just really wants to sort of just shove right at you, and very manipulative. That's what these movies are, man. I mean, faith-based movies, they're so goddamn popular, and at the end of the day, I can understand why, because people really believe in God and believe in the Christian faith, and want to have a message that really speaks to them. I get it. I understand it. I mean, Kirk Cameron has made a whole new fucking career out of it, man. I mean, give that dude a lot of credit. And especially these movies that have continued on and on, because, again, they make millions of dollars. So why stop it at this point? I mean, seriously, God sells. And he sells in a big, bad way, man. And these movies prove it. Look, it's just not for me. It's too much in your face. It's a little bit manipulative. It feels like it's really pushing an agenda that I'm just not down for. But Christian-based movies, faith-based movies, they are huge, gigantic sellers. They really are, man. And if you're into God, you're gonna eat this shit up like it's fucking sugar. I mean, really. You're gonna eat pounds and pounds of sugar of God-based love. God bless ya. But how much do you really need until your teeth rots? I don't know. But something tells me a little goes a long way, and too much of it, you might need a root canal. Yeah, I'll just stay away. But good luck to y'all who definitely enjoy it. Just not my jam, baby. Definitely not. But boy, you know what is my jam? Physical media love. And this week, oh, it definitely had it, baby. It did. Praise Target. If I'm going to pray to anybody, it's the physical media guys who end up giving me all that Target love every single week. You gotta dig it. Let's head out. Oh, I prayed to the physical media God. I said, send me a savior from the mundane, from all of the pain I get from Walmart. Said, send me the savior for movie love. And they sent me Target? Who'd have thunk, guys? Holy shit, man. Target has been killing it. They have literally been killing it. They have been delivering that physical media goodness week in and week out, man. I mean, you have to admit, 2021 has been a huge bounce back year for Target when it comes to physical media. It truly, honestly has, man. I mean, week in, we are seeing so much great releases, and every time I come back into Target thinking, okay, man, that week was good, but that's an anomaly. We're not going to get any more of that. And they just keep surprising me all the time, dude. back in the day, Target was considered a joke, and maybe for some it still is, but I got to admit, I have a huge appreciation, a lot of love for the physical media that Target has been putting down this year alone, man. And this week, damn, it proves it yet again that when you're looking for some new release love, you better get your ass over to Target. That is for damn sure, man. They have definitely become a savior in a bad way, and I definitely appreciate that. When all else fails, Target's got your back, baby. Indeed it does, man. And a lot of new release love indeed this week to show off. Not bad for all that physical media goodness. I definitely appreciate it. Hope you do too. Let's head next location for hopefully more physical media goodness. All right, everybody. We are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go in and check out if there's any interesting indie titles we're showing off. If there is, I will bring it back to Film Fan 108 HQ and show it up to each and every one of you. But before I do that, I gotta talk about a trailer with you guys, and this movie in particular is heading to good old Netflix in February, and that is yet another revisit to the chainsaw. The Texas chainsaw, that is. Oh, man. Yet another. When will they fucking learn, man? Oh, shit. Okay, so they released a small teaser trailer for this, and I don't know, man, because Jesus Christ, I have watched every single Texas Chainsaw Massacre iteration that there has ever seen the silver screen, man. I have experienced it all, and why? Why are we doing this? Why are we punishing ourselves again, man? Haven't we learned enough? I mean, basically, from what I gather from the short teaser, is basically these young kids end up, obviously, going on this road trip, and they end up getting terrorized by Leatherface. Like every single fucking movie in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. Okay, we're really divergent, man. I don't know. I mean, the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre is so iconic, so wildly iconic, and a masterpiece of horror cinema that it was so tough to do anything after that that was even remotely close to it. I really love Texas Chainsaw 2 because Tobe Hooper went in a completely different direction. He was like, we're going to go so over the top and crazy. And I thought it worked. Ridiculous, cheesy as it is, it's a cult classic for a reason. The third movie, I don't exactly hate either. I kind of dig that one. It's not nearly a classic, not as bonanza bonkers as part 2, but I still appreciate it. The Next Generation... Oh, man, look, I happen to like The Next Generation, but I completely realize that it is such a pale comparison to the other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, okay? I'll freely admit it. The remake, I do dig. I do like the remake. I think it's actually a pretty solid horror remake, all things considered. The prequel, it can kind of leave it. It has moments. It's very brutal, but not much substance there, at least not for me. Man, Texas Chainsaw 3D, really? I was in the movie theater for that shit, man, and actually, if you really think about it, Texas Chainsaw 3D resembles what this main movie might be, this one coming out from Netflix, right? Because they're battling against a 60-year-old Leatherface. Okay, well, what did they do in Texas Chainsaw 3D? It was Grandpa Leatherface that they were fighting. So, similar? A bunch of young kids who go to the farmhouse on a road trip. Oh, guess what? That was Texas Chainsaw 3D as well. I mean, look, if Alexandria Daddario is not in this motherfucker naked as shit, then I don't want to hear it, man. She wasn't even naked in Texas Chainsaw 3D. Literally, I'm sorry. That one button that was holding her shirt together, that must have been stitched by fucking Gorilla Glue, man. I mean, damn. I mean, literally, we're like... Like literally, we were like, what the fuck? I mean, oh my God, man, that is terrible. I mean, this movie most resembles that. And if it resembles Texas Chainsaw 3D, then man, we're gonna have issues. I mean, we really are. Or we go back towards the prequel route again with the other Texas Chainsaw Massacre that came out, which was about the kids and about the would-be Leatherface, which that was a piece of shit too, man. I mean, unfortunately, they just keep returning to the well over and over and over again, and it just don't work. It just doesn't, man. I mean, truth be told, it's a pale comparison of itself every single iteration, and it just keeps getting worse every single fucking time, man. I mean, it's better than the Amityville shit, but shit, man, that ain't saying much either. I mean, I don't know, man. I really don't. I mean, I hear that the character of Sally is going to be in here, played by a different actress, which I understand. You know, obviously seeing an older Leatherface, okay, that's kind of cool. I mean, there's other things here that I'm kind of interested in. You know, obviously this is supposed to be the actual, like, sequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? Well, they said the same fucking thing in Texas Chainsaw 3D. Well, this is the real sequel to the actual Chainsaw movie. And I'm like, man, come on, dude. You know, some franchises, and I hate to say this, they just need to fucking stop, man. They just do. And it's not that the movies themselves are bad necessarily. It's just that they can't come up with any more ideas. And it's just stale, and they keep recycling the same shit over and over and over again. And that's it, man. And this is one of those franchises. I mean, I'll give it this. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise is somewhat better than the Hellraiser franchise. I guess somewhat better than the Children of the Corn franchise or the Amityville franchise. I mean, I'll give it that, but I mean, how many times can Leatherface come back? I mean, oh well, he's going to be 60 some odd old and he's going to be chasing him around with a chainsaw. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you know, what? Is he going to be, like, down in osteobiflex or something at a certain point for his joints? I mean, the fuck is he going to do, man? Is he going to subscribe to AARP? Like, what the fuck? Just so he's able to get around, he's going to have, like a life alert pin on him? Like, fuck, man. Damn. Just stop it. Just stop it. I mean, I'm going to watch it, because I'm a glutton for punishment. I've watched all the other Chainsaw movies, so why the hell not this one? But, oh man, this movie, dude, I don't know. I have no hope for it. I'm just going to be real with you guys. I have absolutely zero hope for it. I hope it's better than the last 2 or 3 iterations of Chainsaw, which weren't really all that good. I mean, if it's better than them, at least that's on a plus side, but that ain't saying much either. So, I don't know. I have literally zippity-doo-dah for hope here. Absolutely zippity-doo-dah. No hope whatsoever. So, man, this franchise. Oh. It's just going to be one of those franchises that's just going to literally survive. Like, the nuclear war is going to happen, and it's going to be cockroaches, Cher, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. And fucking Christ. I don't know, man. Let me know what you think about that. I just think this is a waste of time. We don't really need it. But again, for all us horror movie lovers out there, we're always wanting to recreate the old school days. And so, have at it one more goddamn time. Best of luck. Sure. Let me know what you think about that, guys. In the meantime, well, let's go into the second Walmart and hopefully some good indie titles worth checking out. All right, everybody. We are in at the second Walmart, and the movie goodness isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It hasn't been exactly great at every place, but it hasn't been exactly terrible either. There's been some really decent stuff here from time to time, and some movies that are well worth checking out. Then again, there's other movies that, you know the routine every single week. Some are worth it, some are not, but always worth showing off. And speaking of showing off, well, what about the second Walmart goodness? Are we going to have any indie weirdness, bizarreness, oddities? Well, Oh yeah, we kinda are, baby, yes. Not crazy, crazy plentiful love, but just enough to whet our appetite. So you know what that means. Oh yes. We are going back to Film Fan 108 HQ where you, Seth, yes, you get to show off all the physical media love. You ready? What are you doing? Well, I'm just swatting away your usual bullshit. You like it? Hardy har har. Very funny. I thought you liked that one. You know what I think is funny? Is you actually trying to show off the physical media. So, you know, have at it. Yeah, I get it. Show off all that physical media goodness. I do it every week, damn it. I'm a pro at this. Even a pro at swatting away your own bullshit. Fly swatters do wonders, baby. Especially for your shit. Oh, baby. But no amount of fly swattering can really get rid of physical media. Would you even really want to fly swatter the physical media? Hell no, man. That shit, you left faster. Because it's that damn good, baby. Indeed it is. And you want to know what? This week has had a little bit of downs. First Walmart, anybody? Or plentiful like good old Target. So where does the physical media reign supreme this week at good old second Wally World? Well, I gotta admit, may not be crazy plentiful, but when it comes to indie Walmart weirdness, does it really have to be? Because even a little bit of indie Walmart bizarreness and weirdness and ridiculousness, that, ooh, that can fester for days. Oh, I do believe it's time for some Walmart weirdness. And this sack looks like the weirdness is back in a big, bad way. Let's dive in, shall we? The first thing I'm seeing, and that is none other than miracles. Mira Sorvino, Kevin Sorbo, Peter Coyote. Man, how do they get these people, man? The girl who believes in miracles, from her lips to God's ears. To my eyes, no. No. Hell no. Oh, but it is Dove approved, though, so at least that got something going for it? No. We're not giving Dove that much credit, guys. Oh, very interesting. What is this about? Young Sarah Hopkins is unlike most people, willing to take God at his word. So when she hears a preacher say faith can move mountains, she starts praying. What begins with a mysteriously healed bird leads to people suddenly cured of their misery and misfortune all over town. But the overwhelming crush of notoriety and press attention soon takes its toll on Sarah. Aww. Will her family be able to save their miracle girl before it's too late? Saving people and miracles. It really takes it out of you. It truly does, man. Oh, faith-based, Jesus, God. It sells. It really does. As I said earlier, this stuff, man, it sells like hotcakes. It's a hot property, man. It makes a lot of money. I can see why actors want to get into this because it's just one of those things that really practically prints money at this point. And it is something that we see quite often. There are so many faith-based films that come out every single year. They might not be ones that you know and really even recognize, but I hate to say it, guys, they sell. It really is true, man. I mean, I like a lot of faith-based movies out there at times. I've said it before. But one that I did talk about earlier that is worth mentioning yet again that I really do appreciate, and that is none other than, yes, Leap of Faith. Real miracles, sensibly priced. Yeah, your salvation for a small donation. Oh, yes. I love this movie, man. And as I said earlier, I don't mind faith-based. I just like it to be backdoored in a certain way where I can swallow it a little easier, I suppose, right? What makes this movie as good as it does, what I really love about Leap of Faith, is the idea that this man is a con man. He is. He's somebody who cons people all the time. He doesn't really believe in what he's talking about. He just wants people's money. And he slowly learns to believe in miracles, believe in something higher than himself through him conning people, but almost being conned himself. It's very fascinating and very interesting, and it's funny as hell, and Steve Martin pulls it off. But again, it backdoors its way into having this faith-based message. It doesn't hit you over the head with it, which I really appreciate, man. There's not many movies like Leap of Faith. I wish there was. It'd be a hell of a lot more easier to get into faith-based movies. But again, it's Steve Martin. He can pull off anything, even faith-based comedy. Man's that damn good. He truly is, man. This one, I'm not so sure. And actually, what's kind of interesting is the idea that she's getting these messages from God and healing people, and the messages, and people are really flocking to her. You know what that also kind of reminds me of? The Unholy. Yeah, that movie, man, with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That was a good movie. It wasn't half bad. Yeah, it kind of gets a little wonky at the end of the film, you know. Whoa, this big entity and this huge giant, you know, finale blockbuster thing. Yeah, it was kind of what it was. But I definitely kind of dig the movie, but that had a different twist. It wasn't exactly, you know, the Mary Saint who was actually speaking to the girl. It was actually this evil entity that was pretending to be, you know, Christ-like. And I really love that. It was kind of a cool sort of backdoor way to making an evil, possessed, and demonic entity movie, which I really love. And I kind of wish this was that way too. It might have been more interesting. I don't know. I'm sure it's a good little movie. She's a cute girl. I love Mira Sorvino. I just didn't really ever think Mira Sorvino was, like, into Christ and faith-based movies. Kind of shocks me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But then again, hell, I'd do anything for a paycheck too, so can't quite say I blame her. I know Kevin Sorbo is definitely doing more of these faith-based movies, and Peter Coyote, man, I haven't seen that guy in a movie in a long time. Damn, man. All three of them in a faith-based movie together, all three actors I tend to like. You almost make me want to watch this. Almost. But not quite. Miracles can be easy. I just wish I'd find a miracle that actually made me want to believe in the Lord. Maybe if he ended up actually giving me all the physical media in the world. Now that is a miracle I can definitely get behind. Oh, Lord. Another one? Damn. What are they, breeding like rabbits? Amityville, a cult. The chosen one has arrived. I'm assuming it's not this movie? Holy shit. Oh, another Amityville. Damn. Good God, man, what is this about? After unexpectedly and mysteriously inheriting his estranged grandmother's mansion, Stanley finds himself in the small town of Amityville, surrounded by buried family secrets and a sinister plot against him. Oh, yes, because when you're in Amityville, you're truly fucked. That's why I will never visit any town called Amityville. I like a good vacation spot, but fuck, I'll pick Salem over that shit any day. You're damn right I will. Oh my God, man. So I was curious, right? I looked this up because I really wanted to know how many Amityville movies have they actually made? Over 30 movies. I'm not even lying, man. Over 30 movies of Amityville. That's crazy. I mean, to be fair, right? Like, after the first three, which are probably the most popular of all the Amityville movies, then they made a lot of offshoots, some theatrical, some direct-to-video, and then after that, like, everything pretty much went direct-to-video, and some of the movies are easy to find, others are damn near difficult, but all of them are aping off of the same goddamn thing. But honestly, how much of an Amityville movie is this? I mean, there's the house. They're living in Amityville. There's secrets and people going against you and a lot of horror aspects, but how much is it really connected to the actual, like, ghostly entity shit? I don't know, man. I mean, at this point, Amityville can literally connect to anything. Seriously. I mean, come on, man. At this point, I'm just waiting for them to combine franchises at this point. Like, wouldn't you want to see Amityville Pie? Because the pie just got deadlier. Oh, I'd like to see Jason Biggs try to stick his dick in that one. Holy shit. I don't know, man. God damn it. Like, certain franchises, really, and it's the truth, they gotta stop, man. They just gotta stop. They really do. I mean, at a certain point, it just becomes a joke. It becomes an absolute joke. It becomes a shadow of itself. And I mean, I have to appreciate, because there's probably people out there that have literally collected all of the Amityville movies. Good, bad, and different. Because, you know, when you love a franchise, you love a franchise. But at a certain point, I gotta admit, I call it quits, man. I really do. There's certain franchises where it's gone a long ass time, and I've bounced. You know, like the Hellraiser franchise, or, you know, Children of the Corn, you name it, man. I mean, there's so many franchises out there that I'm sort of like, you know what, I'm out. It's been fun, it's been cool, I'm gone. And Amityville, I gotta admit, like, I watched the first three, they were okay for what they were, and I've watched some of the other ones. I think I've watched like 4, 6, 7, 8, maybe somewhere around there, and they were what they were. But after that, man, I stopped. I stopped. I can't go no more, man. You know, I'm just over it. I really am, dude. At this point, I'm surprised they haven't made like Amityville Resort or some shit. Who the fuck knows? God damn, dude. At this point, nothing's gonna surprise me, and I'm sure in weeks or months to come, I'm gonna be showing off yet another goddamn Amityville movie. And here we go again. But in the meantime, I guess Amityville has turned into a cult. Well, with this many movies, I'm not surprised. Let's get ready to rumble in a very shitty versus ripoff. Oh, yes. Ape versus monster. Fight to the death. Oh no. Oh man, look at that. Oh Lord. Oh, what cheesy goodness is this? It doesn't even have a friggin' synopsis, man. An earth-shaking monster brawl in the tradition of Godzilla in Pacific Rim. With quarter the fucking budget. Yeah, that's pretty much the truth, man. Oh, man. A little Godzilla vs. Kong ripoff action, huh? Well, it was bound to happen. And from the asylum, oh, yeah, you know you've made it when those motherfuckers are ripping you off. You definitely know you have, man. I don't know whether that's good or bad, but I don't think they give a shit. Oh, I don't really think they do, man. Oh, Lord. Man, versus movies. You know, honestly, there's some that work better than others. Like, one that I really love, one that I cherish so much, and I saw it in the movie theater, and I thought it was killer. And that has to be, I mean, come on, I gotta show some love to this right here, Freddy versus motherfucking Jason. Amazing. I love Freddy versus Jason so much, man. So good. They never got around 2. But round 1 was pretty damn sweet. I really love that one quite a bit. That is amazing shit. I mean, I'd also say Alien versus Predator. I mean, the unrated cut is better than the theatrical cut. There is some good moments in there, I'll give it that. Alien versus Predator Requiem. Yeesh. God. More like AVP rectum. That thing's a piece of shit. That's pretty bad, man. And I gotta admit, I was really underwhelmed by Godzilla vs. Kong. I really was. I thought it was gonna be better. I thought the fights were gonna be much more cooler and longer, and it kind of felt like Kong went out like a bitch. Like, really, man. I mean, I thought it was going to be so much more better, and it just turned into kind of this lame battle between the two. And I know the movie made a lot of money. Obviously, we're going to get a Godzilla vs. Kong too, but be a little bit more better, man. I mean, not have Kong be smacked like a bitch constantly, man. Damn. I mean, Godzilla's cool, but man, Kong's gotta get in his shots too. Come on, man. Like, I don't know. I'm a King Kong lover more than I am a Godzilla fan, but I do dig Godzilla from time to time. Honestly, this monster, I'm sort of looking at it, it really apes off of like the 98 Godzilla movie. It looks almost kind of similar. Slightly different, but, well, if you're aping off of the 98 Godzilla film, can't say you're doing a good job. But it is something. I don't know, man. I don't really dig many of the Asylum stuff. I really don't. It just is a pale comparison to big budget movies, and I understand why they do it, because those movies are popular and it apes off of those, and you can put it into a cheap place like Walmart and have it cost like $10. And oh, Ape versus Monster. Look, honey, Godzilla and Kong. Oh, and only $10. And the husband's like, oh, well, that sounds good, honey. I think we should get it. Oh, ho, ho. And suddenly they come home and they're like, well, this isn't Godzilla and Kong. I don't understand. And Asylum's like, fool you. And they've already got your money, motherfucker. Oh, yeah, that's how the Asylum does it. And you gotta admit, they do it pretty damn well. They do. They're cheap. But if you like some hot trash, the Asylum definitely got you covered. Oh, they do. And this one is yet another long line of Asylum classics. Sure. Whatever. Would I take Ape vs. Monster or Godzilla vs. Kong? Let's put it this way. Would I want a home-cooked breakfast from my mother or a continental breakfast from Motel 6? Is that even a question? Come on, man. Seriously, that should answer it right there. Werewolves Within. Who done it? With teeth. Oh, indeed it is, baby. Yes. Another werewolf flick, huh? Yeah, they're a real dime in a dozen. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Now, I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime. Now, I wanted to because, well, it's werewolves. I'm kind of a sucker for it, guys, not gonna lie. I mean, I've been in love with werewolf films for a really, really long time. All the way back, and I mean all the way back, to the Wolfman. Yes, my mother introduced me to the Universal Monsters, and of course she introduced me to the Wolfman. It's amazing. Lon Chaney Jr., come on, guys. Absolutely awesome. Love that stuff, and I've been a fan ever since, from so many movies, whether it's American Werewolf in London, The Howling, I mean, Bad Moon, and so many others. Shit. Hell, I even have a soft spot for American Werewolf in Paris. Just a little bit. Just a little bit indeed, man. So I'm like, okay, another werewolf film. Sure, I'll give it a chance. Why the hell not? Basically, it's about this deputy, and he comes to this new town, small town, and with a lot of quirky characters, quirky situations, and oh yeah, by the way, there's killings going on, and it looks like they're done by a really gnarly animal. Or a werewolf. Take your pick. And who's going to survive, who's going to be killed, and who will solve the mystery of who's really behind the vicious attacks. Ah, yes, as they said, who done it? With teeth. Very, very large teeth. Indeed. Yeah, so I could go on about all of the classic werewolf movies out there, and there is a ton. I named a few of them. But honestly, I want to focus more on the newer stuff that has come out within the last, 10 or so years. Stuff that has really propped up the werewolf genre in good ways and in bad ways. Such as the Wolfman remake. Yeah, you remember that one? With Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins. It's not a bad remake per se. I mean, it's not like the original Wolfman. I kind of like the design of the werewolves. I mean, well, not everyone. Not gonna lie, the Anthony Hopkins werewolf kind of looks like a giant gerbil. But sure, whatever, man. It's okay for what it is. I mean, there is that Jason Momoa movie, Wolves. It's okay. The wolf designs kind of suck in that, and it's not really all that good of a werewolf movie, anyways. I mean, you have the Underworld films, which I think fare a little bit better. I think the early ones do, later ones not so much, but some good werewolf stuff in there. Of course, one I really love, Late Phases. If you have never seen Late Phases, what an amazing newer werewolf film to come out in the last like 10 or 15 years. Such an amazing werewolf film. It really is. I love the design of the werewolf. It's very practical with the effects. And this just basically this blind man trying to solve the murders that's going on in a small area and fighting a werewolf. So cool, actually. Really incredibly well done. I dig that one a lot. That was really cool. Of course, you have more of the cheesy realm with strippers versus werewolves. Anybody? Oh, yes. That's some cheesy shit, man. But hey, Robert Englund is in it, so you gotta count it for something, right? Yeah, no. We ain't doing that shit, guys. There is The Wolf of Snow Hollow. I don't know. That movie, I don't love that movie. It's got moments where I really appreciate it, but when you realize that it's not really a werewolf movie, I kind of puts the brakes on the fun. It pretends to be until the very end, and then you realize, oh yeah, they just faked that shit. I understand why they tried to do something clever, but it didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. So there is the good, the bad, the ridiculous. There's been a lot of those type of ones out there over the years with new werewolf films that come out. Some will live on to become classics, others are better left forgotten, put it that way, man, and many more out there like it. Werewolves Within has moments of really interesting, cool effects, gore, action, werewolf effects, some really cool stuff in there that I like. The comedy, because it kind of comes off as a horror comedy, right? With this quirky town and the deputy who's new and all these characters that are fighting with one another, and some are over the top, others are mean spirited, others are just laugh out loud funny or practically stereotypes at this point. But it also had moments where it was not always predictable. You couldn't always see where everything was going. Some characters kind of surprised you. Yes, there is moments where it is kind of predictable, especially towards the end where you kind of see the twist coming to a certain extent, but I still thought it was fun. I still thought it was entertaining. I dug it. Yeah, there was certain characters that I liked more than others, certain characters that were more fleshed out, but that's with any horror film. This is still pretty fun. Yeah, the humor is a little dry. Yeah, the action is a little mundane at points. Yeah, the werewolf costume sometimes looks like it maybe was borrowed from Party City. But that being said, it still's got some really great moments, some really great characters, actors that are really broadening out their range a bit, like, the chick from the AT&T commercials. Yes, that is her, folks. Oh, great. She's not actually selling cell phones anymore. She's actually fighting werewolves. Hey, it's a step in the right direction. You're going from rabid customers to rabbit animals. Okay, so maybe it isn't that much of a stretch. Hey, but she's trying, man. Look, it has its moments. It's quirky. It surprises you, but at the same time, it doesn't completely wow you either. I don't think it's the best werewolf movie in recent years, but it's definitely not the worst. It's somewhere in between. If you're looking for a horror comedy with a little bite to it, get it. And some good, werewolf elements here and there, then Werewolves Within is your jam. Going with checked expectations, but I think overall, it's a pretty fun one. Definitely worth checking out, at least in my opinion. Not bad, actually. Not bad at all, man. And speaking of not bad, the ridiculousness, never a bad thing at all, baby. Never indeed. And I'm loving every second of it. Oh, the ridiculousness. You can't beat it. Well, it really is true, ladies and gentlemen. Miracles do come in all shapes and sizes. I'm just waiting for the miracle I asked for. The one I wanted, God, all the physical media I can handle. Yeah, I have been waiting for a while on it. Oh, don't worry. You can take your time. I'll be here on the earth for quite a while longer. Oh, yes. Look, you either die in Amityville or you live long enough to see its many, many, many shitty ripoffs. Ugh. Oh, and look, if you're not getting ripped off by the asylum, you're not doing your goddamn job. And, this is a dream I always wanted. The AT&T girl surviving werewolves. Well, I've had other dreams about the AT&T chick, but I guess we'll go with this one. Not the one I was asking for, but beggars can't be choosers. Apparently not. Oh, guys, yes, all the physical media goodness, baby. Oh, yes, on display in a big bad way. All that ridiculous cheese, man, and I always love it every single time. The second Walmart, man, it tends to deliver from moment to moment, and this time around, it delivered all that ridiculous cheese in such spectacular ways, baby. Oh, indeed it did. That's why I love physical media. You never know what to expect. The ridiculous, the heavy hitters, the blockbusters, the unknown oddities. Oh, it packs a punch every single week, and I always anticipate checking out whatever physical media has to offer. And this week has been quite the doozy, but oh no, we're not done yet because there's one more location to go to, and let's hope for more unique physical media on the way. All right, everybody, we are at our fourth and final location, and any physical media lover really does have to know that you can't deny some beast love. Oh, you definitely can, baby. I know I sure can. So you definitely know where we are. None other than Best Buy the Beast. Best Buy, baby. So what will Best Buy have in store? It's been a very interesting physical media week. Some ups, some downs, but some very interesting media we're showing off. But what will Best Buy have in store for us? Let's hope all the new release love, exclusives, and maybe some Steelbook love. I'm up for finding out if you are. Let's go in, check it out. All right, everybody, we are in at Best Buy under the new releases, and already I'm seeing a little bit of new release love with my man, Clint, baby. Cry Macho, the Blu-ray digital for $19.99. Oh yeah, baby. Old man Clint, love him, hate him, man. That guy just loves to work his ass off. He really, honestly does, man. He is a true icon, but sometimes you gotta know when to call it quits. You just really do. And I'm gonna be honest, man. He should have called it quits already. I'm serious. Look, alright, no hate here, because Clint Eastwood is a Hollywood icon. He's a movie icon. He has starred in a ton of classic movies, has directed a ton of classic movies. He will be remembered as a true Hollywood icon in the best sense of the word. He truly, truly will, man. So there's no doubt about that. But sometimes it's worth it to call it quits. You know what I mean? It honestly really is worth it to call it quits at times, because sometimes going out on top is a good thing. Sometimes it's worth saving your legacy for. Put it that way. If you look at somebody like, let's say, a Gene Hackman, who no longer really acts anymore. He's out of the business. He doesn't really want to deal with it anymore. He's done a lot of really great movies, and he walked away. There's not many actors you could really say that for. I mean, even look at somebody like Sean Connery, right? Sean Connery walked away. Now, mind you, one of the last movies he did was The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Yeah, that movie blows chunks, man. That is not a good movie, and not really a great movie to sort of end on. Even Finding Forrester, it's got moments like, "You're the man now, dog." I mean, yeah, it's got that, but is it a really great, memorable Sean Connery movie? Yeah, not really, man. But he decided to give it up. He really didn't like where Hollywood was going, and he wasn't really happy with the roles that he was getting, and so he left. And give him a lot of credit for that, man. I mean, a lot of people wanted the guy back. I mean, literally, Steven Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy and all those people, they wanted him to make a cameo role in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. They wanted that. And they were willing to pay the guy, I heard, up to $20 million, man. $20 million is it here. Cool cash, easy cash here, to make a cameo in the movie, and he walked away from that. He simply said no. Man, I don't know how many people would have done that. I mean, if I was offered $20 million for a cameo role in a movie, dude, man, that's a lot of Blu-rays and DVDs and 4Ks, baby. Like, goddamn, that could set me up for life as a physical media collector. There ain't no fucking way I'm passing that shit up. But then again, Sean Connery's made of a lot of money, so I guess he can be a little bit more pickier and choosier than I can. Let's put it that way, man. But honestly, it does pay to walk away after a while. I heard a rumor of Michael Caine leaving and going to retire, and I hope he does. I really do. I think he's earned it. I think he's deserved it. He's a great actor. He should go out on his own terms. I think the same thing for a lot of old Hollywood classic stars out there. I just don't know how many are really going to walk away. I mean, Clint, I think he's just going to work until he's dead. Let's put it that way. I mean, God bless him for it. Hell, if I was his age, damn, I'd probably be in a nursing home with a pair of Depends-on shitting myself. I mean, I'm serious, man. Those Depends, they do have a lot of support. And I'm probably going to really need it when I get older. That's for damn sure, man. I mean, look, you got to appreciate the fact that he's still working to this day, right? I mean, he doesn't have to, but there's something honorable about that, I suppose. But there is something about going out on top instead of waning in your career. There really is, man. And I look at older actors, like somebody like Harrison Ford, right? I look at him, and I'm like, when is he going to go out in a certain blaze of glory, I guess, right? Should he have already left in a way? I mean, he's doing Indiana Jones 5 next year, right? He's trying to pick up the whip again. He's trying to do the moves. And I'm like, dude, you're like almost 80. You're not going to do it, man. I mean, come on. It's just not going to be as good as the old school days. And I understand that sometimes a lot of these people want to capture that old magic again. But sometimes that's easier said than done. It really is. I mean, you look at an old school actor like a Bela Lugosi, right? I love Bela Lugosi. I truly do. And yes, there is a certain charm to those old Ed Wood movies that I tend to enjoy, me being an old school B-movie kind of cheesy fan of that shit. But they're not really all that good of movies. Let's be honest. They're really not. And on top of that, they didn't really end Lugosi's career on a high note either. I mean, everybody needs work, everybody needs a paycheck, I get it, but the legacy kind of wanes a little bit. I don't know if Clint Eastwood's legacy is going to wane from this movie alone, but there's been a few movies here and there that Eastwood has done in the past, like maybe 5 or 10 years, that hasn't been all that good. And you definitely have to recognize it. You honestly do, man. It's the honest to God truth. At the end of the day, you really do need to walk away. You really do need to know when it's over, when it's done. We've had a good run, but that's it. And if you can do that and do that successfully, then, man, a lot more credit to you. Because a lot of these Hollywood stars, they just don't know when to quit. And they're just hoping for that one last success, that one last, ride off into the sunset. And sometimes, I hate to say it, you just don't get it. Sometimes it really is worth it to know when your time is up. Again, the movie's not terrible. It has its moments, but it's just lackluster and kind of boring. And Clint Eastwood just isn't what he used to be. He's still phenomenal. He's Clint motherfucking Eastwood. I mean, come on, man. But he's not the Clint Eastwood like he used to be. And that's kind of a shame. Right off into the sunset, Clint. You've done enough work. You've done enough stuff. You can retire and retire happy knowing that your legacy will live on for many, many generations to come. Maybe not this movie, but a lot of your catalog will definitely live on. That's for damn sure, man. I mean, you do get Back in the Saddle, The Making of Crime Macho, Macho and the Mustangs, and that's about it. Not a lot of special features, but then again, I don't think Clint is a man who really loves his special features. I have a feeling he's like, special what? Yeah, he's one of those guys, that old curmudgeon, damn it. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to get many special features on this thing. Like I said, if you're a fan of Clint Eastwood, then this is definitely a watch, but you've seen better that he starred in, you've seen better that he's directed in. Yeah, it's not perfect. When you get older as a performer, sometimes you're not as good as you used to be, and honestly, add Clint to the long list. This shocks the hell out of me. I am surprised that they still have steelbooks of Shang-Chi. This is wild. I actually had a friend of mine, after I had filmed the week before, literally come up to me, like I came later in the day, and all the Shang-Chis were sold out. So they actually must have got more stock in, which is wild. Usually, once these Marvel ones sell out, they sell out. You do not see them anymore. So they either must have gotten more in, or they might have ended up actually getting some returns. I don't know, but I'm actually shocked. I know many people that have tried to find this, and some have ended up not being so lucky. That's wild, dude. Usually you don't see Marvel ones after the first week, so that's a real treat, man. Not bad. I wasn't really digging the steelbook as well as I would have hoped, but it definitely is nothing to sort of sneeze at either. It's not a bad steelbook, all things considered. I mean, honestly, Shang-Chi has some really great artwork. This isn't bad. I really do love this artwork as well, and the steelbook is pretty kick-ass too. It's Marvel. Well, they don't always pull it off, but they mostly do. This one ain't half bad. They do have that. And speaking of Indiana Jones love, they do have that 4-movie 4K Ultra HD digital collection for $90. Whew. I mean, it is the 4 movies and it is the steelbooks, which is mighty impressive and mighty tempting. The problem is Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm sorry, but I'm not owning that in my collection, man. I really am not. I love the first 3 Indiana Jones movies, and if it was a 4K set of just the first 3 movies, I'd probably maybe pick it up. For steelbooks, that would be really cool, but again, I just really hate Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, man. I mean, damn. There was Jumping the Shark, and now there's Nuke in the Fridge. Thanks, Indiana. You had to make that 4th movie, you son of a bitch. Oh, damn it. It is tempting, but yeah, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I do not want Shia LaBeouf with CGI monkeys jumping around in my collection. No. No goddamn way, dude. Not at all, man. I mean, they do have that. That is pretty impressive. That Steelbook love, more Marvel Steelbook love, which is always very appreciated. And, of course, Clint Eastwood goodness. Definitely got to appreciate that. Definitely indeed, man. Well, some interesting media to start off with. Let's see where we go from here. And on the other side of the new releases, we've got a little bit more love like Rick and Morty. The Blu-ray digital for $29.99. The Steelbook love. Yes. Very nice. Digging that, dude. Very cool indeed. Sweet. For all you Rick and Morty fans out there. And let me tell you something, man. Rick and Morty fans, they are obsessed as a motherfucker. They seriously are, man. I mean, I remember hearing about the whole thing with the McDonald's sauce that I guess was featured on Rick and Morty, and then they stopped carrying it, and then like Rick and Morty fans went completely apeshit and like started to protest and shit. I'm like, my God, man, that is fucking fandom right there. That is fucking loyalty, dude. And I can see why, man. I mean, when you're loyal to a certain show, you really go in hard. I mean, I used to be into the wacky, weird, animated show type stuff. I mean, I used to like the Ren and Stimpies or Beavis and Buttheads, man. I mean, many decades back, but I used to love that stuff, man. I used to be obsessed with that. So I can see the obsession. I get it, man. I totally understand it. I, again, have never seen a single episode of Rick and Morty, but everybody tells me that it would definitely be right up my alley. Certain humor that would be something that I would definitely dig. One of these days, I gotta get into it. I've never really dived too much into the whole Adult Swim Cartoon Network stuff. I never really have. I don't know, it just never really interested me. It was not something I really wanted to go out of my way to watch, but I don't know, sometimes you like a little weird and wackiness in your life. And I've heard Adult Swim definitely has it. You gotta let me know about that one, guys. You definitely do. But if we got weirdness, holy shit, do we got awesomeness. Oh my God, they have it. Holy shit. Street Fighter. Oh, motherfucker, they got this goddamn thing. The Steelbook. Oh, that is so cool. I think it was released by Mill Creek, wasn't it? Yeah, oh, it definitely was released by Mill Creek. Oh, this is fucking awesome. Oh, I really do love this fucking movie, man. God damn it. Okay, look. Is this movie really all that good as far as like a video game adaptation? No. Okay, the movie really ain't. Okay, I mean, it's kind of a little crappy as far as adaptations go, but god damn is it cheesy. And it's so ridiculous, but it's so much fun, man. I mean, Jean-Claude Van Damme versus Raul Julia. Oh, dude. Come on, Colonel Guile versus Bison. Yeah, motherfucker. Oh, and everybody in between. I mean, come on. You've got Blanca, you've got Chun-Li, Ryu, Ken, Honda. Ah, damn, dude. I used to play Street Fighter way back in the day. I mean, way back in the day, man. I used to love that with the fighting and the characters and the moves and shit. Damn, that was so fun. That was just really great fun playing it and just spending hours just drowned out in front of the TV playing Street Fighter, dude. I mean, my God, I think my parents were so happy Street Fighter existed because I spent hours upon hours playing that shit, man. I think all of us did when we were younger like that. Oh, man. Actions. The name of the game. You're damn right it is, man, with Jean-Claude Van Damme, man. I love this movie, dude. Oh, it is so ridiculous. I mean, as a comparison to the video game, okay, it kind of pales. Let's be real, man. But I love Van Damme here. He is just cheesing it up big time. But you want to know what the best thing about this movie is fucking Raul Julia playing Bison, man. He is so awesome as Bison. Like, as far as, like, acting the supervillain character, Raul Julia hits it out of the park. And the crazy thing about it is, he was sick as a dog, man. He was literally dying while filming this movie. Swear to God, man. And he still pulled off one hell of a performance, man. He was that goddamn good. It is such a great, cheesy, ridiculous, over-the-top movie, man. But I really appreciate it. I mean, look, I will take this movie over the new school Mortal Kombat any day of the week. And I know you guys think I'm fucking nuts. You guys will think I'm crazy. But I really do, man. There's something about this that has this old school cheesy charm that I just can't deny. And I really appreciate. Oh, so good. Oh, if you have never dived into this, please do it. I don't know whether you're going to be disappointed or loving it, but it is an experience worth watching at least once, man. Oh, dude. There's so many good actors in here as well. Ming-Na Wen is in here. I think she's now on The Mandalorian. So, I mean, it's cool to go back and see the old flicks that they were in, like Street Fighter, baby. Oh, man. The old school video game adaptation days. Movies like this and Super Mario Brothers, man, they don't make shit like this no more. And it's a goddamn shame they don't. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so cheesy and ridiculous. You just can't help but love it, man. And this is so cool that Mill Creek put out a steelbook of this, man. I mean, $24.99 is a little bit of a hike, I'm not gonna lie. I usually don't like double dipping on steelbooks because I already have the UK release of Street Fighter. I did because I had to fucking buy it, dude. And I don't always really recommend it because, again, if you've already paid for it, you can spend the money elsewhere, but goddamn, dude, it's fucking Street Fighter, man. I mean, seriously, it's so good. Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, if was any steelbook, cheesy, old school movie worth picking up, rebuying, oh, shit, it might actually be Street Fighter. Man, I thought I'd never say that shit. Man, somebody better send me to the fucking insane asylum for that comment, goddammit. Oh, man. Oh, it is so good, man. And honestly, I consider this one of John Claw's best movies. I know. You really will send me to the insane asylum now. But you can't deny all that cheesy goodness that is Street Fighter, baby. Oh, I miss those old school days. God damn, do I do. I can't believe they have that. That is so awesome. Oh, that is really fantastic, dude. Who'd have thought they'd have this at Best Buy, man? But I'm so glad to see it. And it looks so cool, too. Oh, fuck. Man, that might be a steelbook worth shelling out for. $25. But it's Street Fighter, baby. Who wouldn't want that shit? I know I definitely do. Oh, man, do I. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, some interesting, surprising steelbook love among the new release love as well. Not too bad. Not bad at all. Let's see what else they got. And then over on this little side, before I head into the back area, they have these displays. Now, these displays are pretty much what the Black Friday displays were, but they don't have like actual like Black Friday deals. I mean, they're not like low prices like on Black Friday or anything, but there's just an abundance of physical media that they're just putting over here just for the sake of putting over in this middle section, which is cool. I mean, hey, more physical media, why would I ever hate on that? I mean, seriously, man. I mean, a lot of the same stuff from Black Friday, but not Black Friday prices. I mean, a lot of 4Ks over here, a ton of them, but actually a few surprises. I mean, they do have that Dementia 13 from Vestron, which is really cool. They do have that. They also end up having the Criterion version of Uncut Gems. I mean, it's not the 4K, it's just the Blu-ray, but the fact that Best Buy has it kind of shocks the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie, man. I definitely do dig this movie. I mean, it's one of Adam Sandler's best dramatic works of all time. It's honestly one of his only dramatic works, but he's so good in here. I mean, who'd have thought that the man that literally did the Grown Ups movies and some of those really bad Netflix films could do something like this? Man, sometimes actors can really shock the shit out of you. Adam Sandler in this one definitely did. I mean, if you've seen Punch Drunk Love, you know he can definitely do good acting. He just rarely ever does it. But it's so good, man. Then the Safdie brothers are fantastic as well. Such a really great movie, man. But to see them have the Criterion love here, that's a little bit shocking. They have that. They also have, obviously, Star Trek Discovery Steelbook love. They have the 4K of Do the Right Thing as well for $14.99, which is a really solid deal as well. Amazing Spike Lee movie. Love the shit out of that. But they also end up having Arrow Donnie Darko love? Seriously? Dude, I mean, it's just the standard edition of Donnie Darko, but the fact that they have Arrow, that is fucking awesome, man. Donnie Darko, I love the shit out of this movie. It is weird, it is bizarre. Sometimes it doesn't make a lick of goddamn sense, but it is one hell of a trip, man. And honestly, it's one of my girlfriend's favorite films of all time. I knew there was a reason I really loved her. I knew there was. And Donnie Darko is one of those reasons, man. Oh, what a bizarre trip, but so, so good, man. The fact that they have Arrow love here as well. And that's some wild shit, man. It really is. So it's kind of just weird, man. They have this little area here of the actual, like, Black Friday displays just with random media. A lot of 4Ks and some surprises as well. Who'd have thought, man? Interesting stuff indeed, just to check out here at the Beast. You never know where you'll find the physical media love. And on the back side, it doesn't look like there's a lot of physical media, but there's a few things worth showing off. Like the Blu-ray DVD digital of a Cop Shop for $24.99. Yes. More of that good old crime, breaking out of prison action goodness. Yeah, baby. Now, I gotta admit, I've seen a lot of these type of movies, and there's always a certain level of charm to them. If you've got the right mix of quirky characters and crazy action, it can be quite a great combo. Kind of like Smokin' Aces. If you really like Smokin' Aces, you would definitely dig Cop Shop. And by the way, it happens to be directed by the same guy, Joe Carnahan, baby. Yes, a little Joe Carnahan love. I do really dig Carnahan, man. He is a really good action director. He does some really good pulpy films that I've really appreciated, man. He really came on the scene in a big bad way with that movie Narc with Jason Patric and Ray Liotta, which is an amazing movie. If you've never seen Narc, definitely do it. Highly recommended that. Of course, Smokin' Aces, which is really fun. Smokin' Aces 2, not so much, but he didn't direct Smokin' Aces 2, obviously. That one I really dug. I also really have to say I love the A-Team. Damn, that movie, man, is so good. If you think about a movie adaptation of A-Team, I mean, that movie might not exactly be what you would be honestly thinking about, but honestly, I'm really happy that Joe Carnahan went the way he did. It has the elements of A-Team, but it updates it to modern times with the crazy wild action and crazy stunts, and taking those unique characters from the original and just amping them up to like the nth degree, which is amazing, dude. I think that is such a fun action movie with some great characters, awesome performances. I was so pissed that didn't do well because I wanted it to turn into a franchise and multiple sequels, and it never happened, dude. But that movie is just really pulpy, crazy, wild fun that only Joe Carnahan can do. Then again, he can do really serious, like The Grey with Liam Neeson. Dude, The Grey is amazing, man. A great survival tale with Liam Neeson versus wolves. It's everything you want and more. It was so good, so dramatic and action-packed, and you get the thrill and the danger. So good, dude. He does great work. I mean, pulpy action or really serious, dramatic survival tales, he does a good job, man. He really does. I know that he's been always attached to a project here and a project there that has never really went his way. I know he was going to be doing a US remake for The Raid at some point. I don't know whether he's still going to do that or not, but I would be interested to see it. I mean, if Carnahan is doing it, that would be something I would definitely be worth watching. I just love him. He's not perfect as a director. He hasn't done everything that I really always appreciate. But for the most part, he really nails down crazy, wild, ridiculous, cheesy action with really out there characters that are really unique and memorable. He's one of those people that do it really well. Kind of like Tarantino. Tarantino is better at it, but I think Carnahan is right behind. I think he's really awesome, man. And Cop Shop is another one of those movies that truly proves that if you have the right formula, like quirky, weird characters, unique dialogue, and wild action, you can make something that's pretty damn kick-ass, and Cop Shop is definitely one of them, man. You don't get any special features, which is a goddamn shame. I'd love to just hear about the movie more from him, but I mean, great performances. I love Grillo here. Gerard Butler is great. I mean, they've both done their mundane, average style action movies, but this one definitely stands above the rest. This, if you love some of the old school stuff, some of the old school Tarantino stuff, if you love Smoking Aces, this one should be on any action movie lover's list. Well, if I'm gonna wax on and off, might as well be in 4K style. Ooh, with the Karate Kid 3 movie collection, baby. Look at this. I am so shocked that they have this, man. Oh, this is so cool. I knew this was coming out, but I did not think anyone was going to have it. But at times, Best Buy does surprise. And this time, they definitely did. This is a sweet box, man. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, nice. And it comes with slipcovers as well on the inside. Ooh, that's fucking sweet, man. Damn. Damn, this is old school nostalgia that I fucking love, dude. The Karate Kid series. Shit, dude, man. This was part of my childhood, man. It really was. I mean, the first Karate Kid is iconic. I think everybody pretty much, if they saw it at an early age, loved the hell out of Karate Kid, man. Just something about it where this sort of loser outcast ends up making friends with this old man, and he teaches them karate and the lessons of karate, and it's such a wonderful movie, man. I think the karate is really cool here. I think the characters are really memorable. I love Daniel-san. And Pat Morita is so fucking good in this movie, too. Damn, man. But honestly, the sequels are nothing to really sneeze at either, man, because I like 2 and 3. I like when they go overseas in part 2 and sort of have Mr. Miyagi's past come back to haunt him. I mean, that was really cool. I think it's a really genuinely pretty solid sequel, and I love the ending with the drums going and the intensity of the fight. So good, man. Pat Morita killed it in that one too. Loved it. But the third movie, I mean, okay, the third movie is cheesy. It is kind of ridiculous, okay? But it's got one of the best bad guys of the entire series, man. Terry motherfucking Silver, dude. That guy in that movie, man, played the best corporate karate scumbag of all time. He just was like icky, slimy dude that you just wanted to see his comeuppance, man. He's manipulated Daniel and everything of joining Cobra Kai. Oh, dude, I love that shit. So good, man. I know some people were kind of complaining about this set. Well, there's not the next Karate Kid in the set. And I'm like, do we really need the next Karate Kid in this thing? Seriously? I mean, don't get me wrong, the movie's not terrible, but why? I mean, you only really need the first 3 Karate Kid movies. Anything after that is just kind of treading water at this point. Am I right, guys? At least I'd like to think so. It's such a good trilogy. I mean, 2 and 3 are really solid. They'll never reach the level of the first film, but it's kind of hard to do that. But they're all really solid stories with great characters and great karate sequences. Really, really great stuff in all 3 of the movies that I really enjoy, man. I love the characters and the action to it. It's just really rock solid. Now, I know the first Karate Kid came out in 4K a long while back, and I missed out on it because I was like, shit, I really did want that. And I was like, well, maybe down the road they'll release it at another time at some point. Hopeful thinking, right, guys? But then the fact that they actually did it and included Karate Kid Part 2 and 3, that is the tits, man. That is really, really cool with a really great box with the artwork and everything. I don't have Karate Kid in the collection, and I might just have to put it in for good, because honestly, if you don't have Karate Kid in your collection, you really can't call yourself a movie lover. That's for damn sure. Oh, dude, so good, man. And I love the old school Karate Kid movies. Yeah, they had that new one with Jackie Chan. It was alright. It was okay at best. But come on, nothing can ever really beat Pat Morita, man, and Ralph Macchio. Nothing. I mean, okay, maybe the Cobra Kai TV series can, because that is so good. The Cobra Kai TV series is amazing. It's so fucking good, man. I never thought that there'd be another chance to really dive into the Karate Kid world and be equally as good as the earlier movies, but Cobra Kai proves that you can actually do it. Man, what a great time you'd have to watch all three movies together and the Cobra Kai series. That's a movie night well worth having. Damn right, man. Oh, so good. That is so awesome that they have it, man. And for $50 for 3 movies on 4K, that is pretty damn solid. Not gonna lie, man. Ooh, that is awfully tempting. And the fact that Best Buy has it, that is pretty damn sweet. Not gonna lie, man. That is pretty damn cool. And with good special features as well, commentaries and featurettes. Ooh. Gotta admit, wax on and wax off, it's looking a hell of a lot better in 4K. They did get back in more of that 4K Underworld box set, and again, for $60 for 5 movies plus the special features and the cool looking box, that is pretty sweet, not gonna lie, man. However, I gotta admit, guys, I am really tapped out as far as money is concerned. I spent a lot of money on physical media for the holidays, so you know what? Between actually buying stuff for my loved ones and me buying physical media for myself, yeah, dude, my wallet is fucking dry as shit. One of these days I will pick it up, man. And again, $60 is not a bad deal for that. Pretty sweet with the box too. That's nice. They got that. Of course, they have more of that Jesus love right there for $14.99. Great. Jesus, 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 I love Jesus. See? I can make Christian music too. Even Jews can. I'm proving everybody wrong. Indeed, I am. They have that. They also have a little bit more 4K love with that Silence of the Lambs edition as well from Kino. Pretty cool, man. Not bad this time around. A lot of really great physical media. I mean, not everything this week as far as the new release love, but as far as surprises go, oh yeah. Best Buy definitely surprised me in a big bad way. They had a lot of decent physical media love, and I'm definitely digging it. Let's head out. Surprise, surprise, the Beast actually kind of delivered. I mean, seriously, they didn't do half bad this week. I mean, mind you, they didn't have all of the new release love. Yes, there is some that are missing. The Beast kind of passed by a bit, but some of the surprises easily made up for it. Steelbooks for old school movie love, Criterion's, Arrow, Karate Kid, 3 movie 4K goodness. And I'm even looking over here, guys. They have a 10-disc DVD set for the 3 Stooges for $25. That is pretty goddamn cool, man. Oh, that is so awesome. Man, honestly, you never really know what you're going to find until you actually come into the Beast and actually find out. And this week definitely proves it. Yeah, not as plentiful as new release physical media, like big new movie love, but as far as like some of the cool like additions out there and some really great surprises, Best Buy kinda actually pulled it off this week. Not bad. That's one of the things I always love about physical media, is going into stores and actually being surprised by some things that you never thought you'd see in one of these places. And this week definitely tends to prove that. So good, man. Of course, Best Buy is still kind of doing a little bit of cleanup from post Black Friday. They still haven't even moved the carts from here yet. They will eventually, but in the meantime, at least they are doing their due diligence on that physical media love, and you definitely have to appreciate that in a big bad way. I know that I definitely do, man. It always makes me a very happy physical media boy, and I know it does for you as well. Not bad this week, not bad at all things considered. Let's head home and finish the video. Alright, everybody, that'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video this week, and quite a decent release week overall. Not the most plentiful every single place we went, but we saw some pretty damn good stuff this week. So all things considered, it's a win. And let me just say this, man. December, this month seems like there's a lot of really good releases that are coming out, man, which is kind of weird to me, considering that usually December of all months doesn't really always seem to be the most plentiful of physical media months, but this time around, this month seems to buck the trend in a lot of ways, especially the stuff coming up and the stuff we're seeing now. I'm like, damn, man, this is actually way better than December really usually ever is. But I'm not complaining, man. I'll take it. It's just usually not the trend that we see. But you want to know what, man? More physical media is never a bad thing. So I will definitely take it. Why wouldn't I? Seriously, man. Any good physical media is always well worth it. You guys definitely agree with me. But you want to know what was really surreal this week? Really weird. So I'm at Best Buy, right? And it's towards the time that I'm sort of done. I was doing a couple things and then I was heading out. And one of the Best Buy employees comes up to me and asks me, hey, you know, what's good this week? And I was talking to him about a couple of the titles and whatnot. And he says to me, oh, by the way, I just want to let you know that the shelving unit up there, because there's some shelves that are blocking some of the light from where the back of the physical media section is, that they had stuff up there for Black Friday and everything. And he says, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to move that in the next like week or two for you so that, you know, there's more light for all the movies and everything. And I was just kind of taken aback by that. And he says, oh yeah, by the way, I am the manager of this Best Buy. And he was just shooting the shit with me. And he says, you know what, I don't really mind you filming here. You know, you don't really cause any trouble. And you don't steal, you don't vandalize, you're not doing crazy stuff in the store. You're just filming the movies. And he said, oh, by the way, you happen to actually straighten out the movies while you're here, put things back in its proper place, and actually make everything look nice. I can't even get my employees to do that. So like, you, man, you're awesome. So of course I don't mind you filming here. You're fine, man. It's all good. And so I was just so blown away by that. I was so like shocked by it, man, because honestly, it's gotten really interesting over the years, because now I go into one Walmart, they just accept me there. Target, the employees are very nice to me. They know me, they say hi to me, how am I doing? You know, I go to certain Dollar Trees, I'm okay. I go into Barnes & Noble, they don't even bat an eye if I film. And now at the Best Buy, it's just common knowledge that I'm the guy that comes in and films the movies. It's just so, man, it's so weird. It is so bizarre to me, because you have no idea how much of a struggle it is, or I should say was, to film at these locations when I started doing this, man. Because everybody would look at you, they would stop you, they would wonder what you were doing. Are you doing some shady shit? Like, nobody really knows, man. And I really went out of my way when I do these videos is, you know, I shoot the shit with the electronics manager at Target. You know, I ask some of the Walmart employees how their day is going. The other Target employees, you know me. There's Best Buy employees that literally like wave to me and say hi now and how is it going. It's so odd, but I've always gone out of my way to try to be friendly to everybody and try to be nice and easygoing, because I know how hard they work. It's retail, and it's grinding hours, and it's people complaining to you and really, you know, pushing your buttons. And I understand how tough it can be. And I'm a poor schmuck that's coming in and filming the movies. And so I try to be very easygoing and as positive as I can with those people. And it's been such a crazy, wild ride to get to know these people and for them to accept me. I never thought in a million years that would happen, man. So anytime that people go out of their way to say hi to me and are really nice and chill with me, honestly, you think when you do these videos you think to yourself, you're like, well, why do I have to be nice to these employees? They have nothing to do with what I'm doing. But that's actually not entirely the truth. These employees are around you, they're looking at you, and you're interacting with them in one way or another. And so I've always tried to go out of my way to be warm to them. And I never expected to ever get to this place where literally the manager of Best Buy is literally telling me, oh yeah, we're going to move those shelves so that there's going to be more light for the movie, so it's better for you to film. Like, that's fucking crazy to me, man. That's nuts. And so it just goes to show the power of positivity. It just goes to show the fact that, treat others the way that you would want to be treated. Yeah, we might have disagreements. Yeah, we might come from different worlds and different places, but everybody deserves to be treated the right way. And maybe if we do that, maybe we can end up making it a better experience in our day-to-day lives. And it doesn't have to be a frustration. It doesn't have to be, a battle with people. That you can actually come together and actually appreciate one another. And it just goes to show that maybe my perseverance has paid off. Just a little bit. It was so odd to me, man. But a pleasant surprise indeed, man. Very, very, very pleasant. But enough of people being nice to me. What did exactly I pick up? Because again, this was a really solid physical media week. Overall, it really was. Hope you guys picked up something good. If you did, definitely let me know what I got. Well, first off, I want to say that I did finally get Shang-Chi, baby. Yes, I did. I told you guys I was going to get it this week, not next week. But here's the thing, though, about Shang-Chi, right? I had my pick of the litter. Right? Because every store had the exclusives, they had the 4Ks, they had the regular Blu-rays, they had all that stuff. So, what did I choose exactly? I mean, if I was waiting an extra week to get it, why did I have to wait that long? Well, because I had to order it, guys. I had to order it from Disney Movie Club. Oh, yes, the exclusive Disney Movie Club artwork. With the exclusive slip, by the way, too. Pretty damn sweet, dare I say. Not bad at all, man. Ah, yes. And, of course, the same artwork on the inside as well. Very sweet. Honestly, I just really dug this artwork. I did. I just thought it was a better artwork design overall. I mean, I didn't really like the design of the artwork on the 4K. I didn't really need the 4K. The Best Buy Steelbook, I thought it was kind of a plain Jane design overall. The Target exclusive basically looked like it was an advertisement for the Olympics. It was like, that's not really my thing. The Blu-ray, the regular Blu-ray, actually I did kind of like that design. I thought that was kind of cool. But I thought, wow, if I can get it from the Disney Movie Club, the exclusive artwork, and the exclusive slipcover, I thought, ooh, best of both worlds, I'm gonna do it, man. So, yeah, I know, some of you might be a little upset. Wait a minute, you didn't get the 4K? I know. Look, man, you don't always need the 4K, honestly. You really don't. I mean, at least I don't. I love the movie, and as long as I have the movie itself, it's really all that matters. And this is just great artwork and great special features on here, so it was definitely well worth me absolutely picking this thing up, man. And I just really dug the movie. I do think the first half is slightly better than the second half, but I do love where the character goes. I love the mythology of the character and the family, and I'm very intrigued to see where this is going. And the fact that they're getting a sequel, the fact that there's even a possibility of a Disney Plus series that is within the same realm, the same world of Shang-Chi, is really fascinating to me, man. I'm so glad that this character has really caught on with audiences, and it's something that fans have really embraced because it's such a great story, such a great character. The likability factor is really high, and I could see them going to some really unique places with this character, especially in future Marvel movies. So for me, this is an absolute must-buy, man. And with the exclusive Disney Movie Club artwork and slipcover, yeah, I think it was worth the wait, guys. I indeed think it was, man. Not half bad. Not half bad at all, baby. Pretty damn good. Now, of course, that's not all, because when I was at Target, I saw this movie, and I said, God, I don't have it in the collection. I know it's the Christmas season, and maybe it's about time that I get this in the collection, considering I really love the movie, considering that it's my girlfriend's favorite Christmas movie of all time, and, you know, one day she's actually going to live with me, so I kind of need it in the collection at some point, because, you know, if we're going to be together for the long haul, I should probably have it with me. And that is none other than I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Now, if they ever do a remake of White Christmas, cast me, baby. Cast me, man. 65th anniversary of White Christmas. Oh, my goodness. I am really not a Christmas fan. I mean, I'm Jewish. I celebrate Hanukkah. Come on, folks. Okay? But there is some Christmas movies that I absolutely love. Some favorite movies of all time are Christmas movies, like A Christmas Story. Absolutely awesome. I love that movie so much. And I never watched White Christmas until my girlfriend turned me on to it. I came over Christmas Eve. She's like, this is a tradition. Every single Christmas Eve, I watch White Christmas. She watched it with her mother and her father every single Christmas Eve, and it's just a tradition that she does every single year, and might as well involve her boyfriend in the old South traditions. Okay, I'm with it, man. So she turned me on to the movie, and I just absolutely loved it. I love the characters, I love the story, I love the singing. The songs themselves are really infectious, and you really get into them. You sing along to them. The dancing is absolutely phenomenal here. I thought that Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye are absolutely phenomenal here. Rosemary Clooney, amazing. Everything about this movie is pure nostalgia, pure feel-good Christmas goodness, man. Truly it is. And I love every second of this movie, man. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's humorous, it's just classy. In every single sense of the word, man. It truly is. And I love this movie, man. And so my girlfriend turned me on to yet another Christmas classic that I can easily put in the collection and we can enjoy for many, many years to come. Oh, 65 years and counting, and I can see why it stood the test of time, because it's just that damn good. Truly is. Another one that we'll be watching every single Christmas Eve. Can't wait. Oh, indeed, I can't wait. But that is not it, folks, because there's one more thing I got. So, I'm at Best Buy, right? And oh, there's something that I was contemplating getting. I didn't know whether I wanted it or not, and I was sort of going back and forth on it. Do I get it? Do I not? Oh, I was flip-flopping big time, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger on this. I'm going to do it because it's well worth doing this. The movie, I do love it. Maybe not everybody does, but to me, oh, it's well worth all the ducats. And that is none other than Street Fighter, baby. The Steelbook of Street Fighter. Look at this. Come on. This is damn good. And I know what you guys are saying. I think, wait a minute, Seth. Wait a minute. Last week, you didn't pick up the Total Recall Steelbook, but you pick up the Street Fighter one? Seriously? I'm like, yeah, I know. My priorities are all fucked up. But hear me out, man. Hear me out, okay? Please to God, hear me out. So, I do really dig this movie. It is cheesy as shit, but there's something really entertaining and old school cheesy about it from the 90s that I really enjoy, man. And as an old school fan of Street Fighter, yes, you can go ultra serious with one of these sort of video game adaptation movies. Mortal Kombat has done that. But I kind of like the more kitschy, cheesy way they did Street Fighter, more campy. And I tended to enjoy it, man. I mean, yes, is it ridiculous? Yes, is it over the top? It hasn't exactly aged well, okay? But it is just really, really fun, man. And I dig the hell out of this movie. I just think it's a really, really great time to watch, man. And I had an awesome time with it. And I mean, I own the 88 Films edition, the limited one. And I'm like, well, did I really need another edition of Street Fighter? Okay, no, I didn't really need it, but I wanted it, damn it. And for $25, I'm like, yeah, it's well worth it. I mean, look at this thing, man. It is cool. I mean, that is the slip, right? And then you take it out. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's such a great steal. And then on the back, I love this on the back, guys. Look at that. Look at that. It's Bison on a horse. What the fuck? This is great. I love that. That's so cool, man. And that's not it, because I was not expecting this, right? So here I open up the steelbook, and it looks so good in the steelbook. But then there was something inside the steelbook that I was like, what? This is crazy. So it literally has this. Look at that. Bisonopolis. Look at that, dude. So you're like, what the fuck is this? So when you open this up, right? Oh, this is so cool. Look at this. It's literally Bison dollars. Yes. So if you remember in the Street Fighter movie, he's basically making his own currency, right, of cash that is going to replace the current currency of the world, and it's his currency that's going to become the new norm, and he makes Bison dollars. And so literally inside here is literally $100 of Bison money. It's so cool. Oh my God, this is so great. And M. Bison, Supreme Head of State. Oh, this is so cool. Holy shit, man. I was like, what the hell? So now I can officially say that I literally own Bison dollars. I own $100 of Bison money. That is so awesome, man. Holy shit. This is great. I wonder if I could use this on, like, you know, Amazon, or like if I could go into Best Buy and like give them like the Bison dollars. And I wonder if that could go really far. Maybe I should try that next time. I don't know. I wouldn't want to trade this for the world. It's $100 of Bison money. Oh, it's all mine. Oh, it's so cool. This is beyond awesome, man. So that I was shocked by that. I literally was, man. I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. So yeah, man. You know, talk about a really great surprise I was not expecting. Bison dollars, man. That is some great, great stuff, dude. Holy shit, man. Just when you think it can't get any better, Bison money. Oh, that's great. Oh my God, that is so cool. Holy cow. Oh, it's so great. Oh, it's so cool, dude. This is great. This is an awesome steelbook, man. And I gotta give it up to Mill Creek, because Mill Creek is the one that made this. And I don't always love everything that Mill Creek does, because, you know, sometimes they're not always the best company as far as the special features or the picture quality, audio, you name it. But they sometimes do some really unique work when they really want to invest in a title. And Street Fighter, they invested in it, and it's freaking awesome, dude. God, this is so cool. Damn, dude. I know that Street Fighter is cheesy as shit, and I know that it's not really the best video game adaptation of all time, but it kind of warms my heart, man. It really does. In this sort of weird, cheesy 90s sort of way, it really does, man. And I hope to God they never remake Street Fighter. I know they probably will, because if they've remade Mortal Kombat and a whole bunch of other things, it's bound to happen to Street Fighter, but it'll never be as good, never, as the 90s Street Fighter movie. I mean, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Raul Julia, and so much cheesiness to behold. Oh, so good. Oh, this was well worth the $25. I mean, $25, and I got $100 of Bison money. I consider that a fair trade. I do indeed. So cool, man. Oh, man, so cool indeed. Some Marvel superhero love, some Christmas goodness, and some cheesy 90s video game adaptation love. Man, oh man. Some unique titles getting added to the collection. And before I let you guys go, I gotta talk about this one, because 2021 has been a really interesting year for physical media. A lot of ups, a certain amount of downs, and I hate to be a little bit of a Debbie Downer, ending it in a little bit of a sad way, but I do feel that we really need to talk about this. And it's something that, to me, is a word of warning for the future. Two different stories, but in some ways the same similar outcome. WWE to no longer offer DVDs, Blu-rays in the United States. Yes, the World Wrestling Entertainment will no longer be offering a physical media here in the great US of A. Let's dive in, shall we? WWE DVDs and Blu-rays will no longer be offered in the United States. Wrestling DVD Network reported today that WWE will no longer offer DVD and Blu-ray releases starting in 2022. The last physical media release is set to be Survivor Series 2021, which will be released on December 28th. The report also said that this will likely mean that further releases in Canada and Australia will also no longer happen as well. With Australia's final releases of WWE's 2021 pay-per-view events taking place in March. In the UK, however, Day 1 and Royal Rumble releases are currently scheduled to be released through Fremantle, which distributes WWE DVDs and Blu-rays in the region. WWE's home video releases date back all the way to 1985. Releasing VHS tapes through Coliseum Video. Their video distribution company was later renamed to WWE Home Video, with their first DVD releases, one focusing on Stone Cold Steve Austin and another on the WrestleMania 15 pay-per-view event being released in 1999. So they have been releasing stuff for a very, very long time. And I know what some of you are thinking out there. You're saying, well, it's just wrestling, right? I mean, does that really matter at the end of the day? I mean, what does that have to do with me? But if you really think about it, wrestling is incredibly popular, has been for many decades, and continues to be a huge driving force within the entertainment field. And to do this is a real striking blow to physical media, especially for fans of wrestling who, like me, you know, you want to watch those old school matches from back in the day. You want to watch those old school nostalgic wrestlers that are not around anymore. And those old school matches for the longest time were only available on the physical media format. So to lose that is kind of crushing. But there is something else that is equally as crushing and very, very sad indeed. So I was looking at this. Now, I didn't know this company actually existed, right? But then again, me not being much of a Western fan, it kind of makes sense that I wouldn't really know about this company. But Wild East Productions, that puts out a lot of great content, Blu-rays, DVDs of spaghetti westerns. Unfortunately, they're also going to be closing their doors this month. The end of 2021 will be an end of an era for Wild East Productions. They go on to say, greetings to all of our customers and friends. We would like to thank the spaghetti western community for your continued support over the past 21 years. We regret to announce that 2021 will be the last year for Wild East Productions. Unfortunately, rising production costs and newly emerging technology have made it impossible to compete, especially with the larger companies. We wish to thank all of you for your loyal support and hope to maintain valued friendships that we've made along the way. Yeah, they are calling it quits as well. They are closing their doors. WWE is saying we are done with physical media. It's a little bit of sad news, a double hit, so to say. And why? Why is this happening? And I think it's happening for a few reasons. One, the rising cost of putting out these discs and putting out these releases. It's not easy to do that. I've talked about it previously in past out and abouts of the rising cost of things and how people are kind of complaining about why it's costing so much for some of these releases. You have to understand that a lot of these companies out there, like a Wild East or some of these other labels, they really depend on the sales to get them to the next release and so on and so forth. And so they have to pay for so many things, whether it's the production of the artwork, for the special features that they have to make, the cases, the limited edition contents, you name it, so much stuff that goes into this. And the competition is getting more competitive every single year, because this whole thing, physical media, has become a niche concept. I mean, yes, I'm always saying that things are slightly getting better, things are getting more important with physical media. It seems like people have opened their eyes a little bit more, and that is all true. But at the end of the day, it's still niche. It's still a small percentage of people that are really still diving into physical media. It's not like it once was 5-10 years ago. It has waned quite a bit. And that means that companies have to go out of their way to attract you to buy their product more, which means they have to put more energy into them, which means they are going to cost more. And that rising cost that they have on themselves gets put onto you as the customer. Now, if you're like me, who loves a lot of the limited edition stuff, that is able to go out of their way to want to buy it because you want to support these companies, then that's all fine and good. But again, that's niche. That's not a wide variety of people, not as much as I think some of these labels are really hoping for. And also, look, I'm going to be honest, streaming is a big issue, and I've always talked about this, that streaming has really cut into the physical media landscape in a really big bad way, man. They really have. I mean, I've talked about how they're really diving into the theatrical stuff and how they're really basically taking a chunk out of that. But before that was ever happening, it was physical media that they were on, because a lot of people think to themselves, streaming, why do I want to buy a disc? Why do I want to buy something that I can have on my shelf that's going to take up space, collect dust, when I can actually have it easy, convenience, right at my fingertips? I don't have to get up, I don't have to put on a disc, I don't have to put on the player, take it out, put it in the thing, all that. I don't have to do all that. And so streaming has really cut into that in a big bad way. And I think a lot of these companies have had to rethink strategies because of streaming. Because a lot of these platforms are really out there to basically say you don't need the actual physical copy. As long as you have our streaming service, you have everything at your fingertips. There is no reason to actually have a disc itself. And a lot of people have prescribed to that theory. And we all know that that's not entirely 100% accurate, nor is it 100% true. That in a lot of ways, there is a lot of faults to streaming. But unfortunately, the masses have bought into this. The masses have bought into everything is right there, and it's never going to go away. And there's no reason to need any discs or anything like that when all I have to pay is a simple fee every single month and I have it. And I think in a lot of ways it's hurt companies, and even these really, really small labels like Wild East, who only do spaghetti westerns. They do old school westerns, the classics, the more B-movie ones, the underappreciated, unknown ones. And for a lot of Western fans out there, this was the place to go to. This was the place to actually check this stuff out. And Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but again, the Western lovers out there, the spaghetti Western fans, they're few and far between. They're not the mass population. They are a niche community. And unfortunately, that community is not exactly growing by leaps and bounds either. So they've been able to get by for 21 years. And unfortunately, at the end of 2021 here, they're basically saying sayonara. They're done. It's streaming, it's the rising cost of putting out these discs and the cost of making them, and such competition that is out there nowadays from all these other labels that it's really hard to compete, man. It really honestly is. And I can see in the future how other companies are going to go the way of the dinosaur. I don't think that we've seen the last of this. You look at something like Twilight Time. Now, yes, Twilight Time has slightly come back. They've released like a couple of releases here, a couple of releases there, but nothing major. I don't think really Twilight Time is ever going to be a major factor again the way it used to be. I think that those days are long gone. Even if they still exist in one form or another, it's not what it used to be. And Wild East is yet another one of those companies that unfortunately was doing a lot of niche releases for a lot of these obscure titles that wasn't huge blockbuster stuff that you can really appeal to the masses on. And they were just able to get so far, but they couldn't get far enough. They couldn't go past the 2021 expiration date, which is really, really sad, man. And I just feel that there's other companies out there that are really fighting for your hard-earned dollars. They are really out there trying their hardest to get you to notice them. And, you know, I've argued a lot of times because a lot of people have come out and said, well, Seth, why are they releasing this title that's been released 3, 4, 5 times already over multiple years? Why are they doing it? Because it's a popular title. It sells. They know it sells. And so if they can repackage it with new artwork and some special features and everything, then they can maybe get you to buy it. And that's the thing, because they need to hang on to these popular titles. They need to hang on to these big limited edition releases because it's all they have. And they don't got much left. And so it really is a battle for survival. And I do feel going forward within the next maybe 3 to 5 years, we are going to see more companies maybe closing their doors. I think we really will. It's tough competition out there, man. It really truly is. And trying to compete in this market nowadays is not easy. And unfortunately, we would like to think everybody can survive. Everybody has a certain niche and they'll survive and they'll get by. But with the rising costs and a lot of issues with the technology that's going on today, it's just not as possible as it used to be. And so this is a warning. This is a shot across the bow to physical media lovers, but also to the physical media companies to say, look, you are not 100% foolproof. This is not something that you can easily survive on. You have to hit it out of the park almost every single time with these releases. You have to make something that everybody wants and everybody is going to talk about. Because if you don't, then if you have enough of those losses and enough of those hits, you will go down. You will hit the mat and you will hit it hard. And Wild East is one of those examples of it. Even WWE getting rid of the DVD and Blu-ray game. Again, it's streaming. They've put a lot of their content on streaming, and they probably see the sales of physical media, the Blu-rays and the DVDs. They probably see it, and they see that it might not be as worth it to them to maybe keep it going the way they would have kept it going 5, 10 years ago. It's just not possible, man. And on top of that, they have a streaming service to sell. They have to get the numbers up. And what will get the numbers up? If we end up getting rid of the physical media, because then people will connect to the streaming more and will gain more on that end of the spectrum and gain more money in the long run. It's a battle. it's a really, really tough uphill battle for a lot of these companies and a lot of these decision makers out there. And unfortunately, who gets the short end of the stick? It's the fans. It's the fan base. A lot of you fans out there who love westerns, love spaghetti westerns, love that old school stuff. Wild East is no longer around. They're not going to be sticking around. They're done. And so that is a void that's going to be left. And I don't think many people are going to fill it. It's the same thing with Twilight Time. Twilight Time put out a lot of old school movie releases, a lot of old school films that not many companies were willing to take a gamble on. When they got out of the game, well, that left a huge hole that I don't think many people are really going to be filling. And so I've always told you guys that physical media is precious. That physical media is not something to just sort of, bat away and just, oh, well, it's always going to be here. I'd like to think it's always going to be here, but it's news like this that really is a reminder that physical media is very, very important, and it's much more important than you and I might consider it is. But it's something that really needs to continue to really be talked about and said, and really needs to be pushed in a big bad way, because again, at first it's these smaller labels, at first it's more of these smaller companies that are getting out of the way. But what happens when it's a Sony, when it's a Disney, when it's a Paramount, when it's some of these big companies that finally say they're done? Because when that happens, then the whole thing will probably crumble. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't believe it's entirely true it's going to happen anytime soon, but this is a word of warning, and it's a word of caution. And if we don't heed it, then we're bound to basically have more issues and more problems going forward. And as a physical media lover, I want physical media to stay around for a long, long time. And this concerns me. It worries me. There's always hope for the future, but it's hope with a little tinge of caution. So just remember that. I love my physical media. I know you guys do, but you got to remember that, cherish it, because before you know it might not be around, especially as long as you might think it is. Just letting you know. But I want to know what your opinion. Definitely let me know about that, guys. It's interesting. It's worth noting. It's not the end of the world, but at the same time, it is a little bit of a caution, and we definitely got to be aware of that in the future. But I want to know what you guys think. Definitely let me know about that. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos. Check out the movie hunting, like Dollar Tree hunts, theatrical movie reviews with my friends, live streams, Blu-ray pickup videos, and much, much more. If you are a lover of movies and physical media, hit subscribe and become part of the Film Fan Nation. I want to thank my really great subscribers out there. You guys are absolutely amazing, awesome. You really support me, support the channel, watch all of the video, and really go out of your way to send me a lot of love, and hopefully I send the love back to you. So definitely subscribe if you have not. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I make a video. Also, keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. FilmFan108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special pictures and videos I do from time to time on social media as well. And if you want to send the channel any movie-related goodness, care packages, posters, physical media goodness, you can. The P.O. Box is in the description below. About a month or so back, I re-upped for another 6 months, and you guys have sent some amazing things my way, stuff that has literally blown my mind, and I know a lot of you guys have been interested in sending stuff to the channel, so if you are interested, it is not expected, but it is definitely appreciated. So if you would like to send anything, P.O. Box in the description below. But I guess that does it for another out and about adventure, and much more physical media love to come. So I will see you back next week for a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video. Take care, everybody, and remember, happy hunting.